Listen, chosen ones. The veil between heaven and earth is thinner than you think. The unseen realm is closer than your mind can comprehend. The four angels have been watching, waiting, and preparing for this moment. This is not a call given by chance, nor were you born into this time without purpose. You have felt it, the pull, the weight, the knowing that you are different, that you are set apart, that your soul does not align with the patterns of this world. You have questioned why your journey has been so intense. You have wondered why people misunderstand you, why suffering has followed you like a shadow, why you see things others do not. The answer is simple. You were chosen before the foundation of the world to walk a path only a few can carry. You have been trained in the fire, refined through trials, and prepared for an hour such as this. Now heaven has sent them, the four angels. They do not come with empty words, but with divine revelation. Secrets that will unlock the doors that have remained closed in your understanding. Words that will shake your spirit awake and call forth the destiny that has been waiting for you to step into it. But be warned, these words are not for the faint-hearted. They are not for those who cling to the comfort of the crowd. They are for you, the 144,000, the remnant, the ones who know in their bones that they were made for more. The four angels have arrived, and they bring four messages. Each one is a revelation. Each one is an awakening. Each one is a call to rise. Message 1. Look into your life. The first angel descends, his presence shaking the very fabric of reality. His voice thunders through the heavens, cutting through every illusion, every falsehood, every deception that has kept you bound. His words are not gentle. They are a sword, dividing truth from lies, awakening you from the slumber of this world. The world has lied to you. From the moment you opened your eyes to this world, you were conditioned to believe in a life that was never meant for you. You were handed a script, told how to think, how to behave, how to measure your worth. The systems of men whispered their illusions into your ears, false hopes, empty pursuits, meaningless struggles disguised as purpose. They led you down paths that were never yours, convincing you to spend your days chasing after things that do not matter. They told you that success was the goal, that wealth would bring you peace, that recognition would fill the void inside you. But what have these things truly given you? Do you not see the deception? The endless pursuit of things that never satisfy? The hunger that remains no matter how much you consume? You have been trained to exhaust yourself in a race that leads to nowhere, striving for approval from those who do not even see you, working tirelessly for rewards that turn to dust in your hands. Now look into your life. Strip away the distractions, silence the noise, let go of every expectation, every false belief, every empty promise that has kept you bound. What remains? Chosen one, you were never meant to fit into this world. That restless feeling inside of you, the sense that something is missing, that you do not belong, that no matter what you do, you cannot seem to find peace. It is not a curse. It is a sign. The reason you feel disconnected is because your spirit was never designed to be trapped by the lies of men. You have always known deep down that something was off, that the way the world works does not feel right, that the things people chase after do not truly matter. You have sensed the illusion, even if you could not fully name it. The world told you to chase success, but success was a cage. The world told you to seek validation, but validation was a leash. The world told you to follow their path, but their path led to emptiness. Do you see it now? You were never meant to bow to a broken system. You were never meant to be controlled by the opinions of the blind. You were never meant to trade your divine calling for temporary pleasures that drain your soul. That is why you feel like an outsider. That is why you have never truly fit in. That is why the things that satisfy others leave you feeling empty, because you were set apart from the beginning. But knowing this is not enough. You must act. To awaken fully, you must be willing to let go of the illusions that still grip you. Every lie you hold on to will keep you bound. Every false belief you refuse to release will keep you asleep. This is your moment of reckoning. What are you holding on to that no longer serves you? What habits, relationships, and mindsets have been keeping you asleep? Look deeply. Be honest with yourself. The truth is waiting for you, but it cannot be received by those who still cling to deception. Heaven is waiting for your answer. You must decide. Will you remain entangled in the falsehoods of this world, or will you awaken to the truth? The first revelation has been given. Now, you must act. Message 2. Stand apart. The second angel descends, and the very air trembles beneath the weight of his words. His presence is overwhelming, his voice like fire that burns away every doubt, every insecurity, every lingering desire to belong where you were never meant to fit in. Do you not see? The world does not love you because it was never meant to. You have felt it, haven't you? The rejection, the isolation, the loneliness, the misunderstanding. You have carried the weight of being different, of walking a path that few understand. You have wondered why you never truly fit in, why people look at you with suspicion, why they mock you, exclude you, push you to the side. But listen carefully, chosen one. It was never random. The world cannot recognize you because your spirit does not belong to it. The moment you stepped into your divine identity, you became unrecognizable to those who are still bound by the illusions of this world. They sense what you are, even if they do not understand it. You are marked for something higher, and the darkness knows it. The enemy has seen your light from the moment you were born. He has watched you, knowing that you were dangerous to his kingdom. That is why you have been attacked. That is why you have been slandered. That is why people have turned against you, even when you did nothing to deserve it. You have walked alone not because you were forgotten, but because you were chosen. But listen, chosen one. Your loneliness was preparation. Every rejection, every betrayal, every moment of isolation was not a punishment. It was refinement. The fire you endured was stripping away every false dependency, every need for human approval, every desire to conform. You were not meant to live for the acceptance of men. You were meant to stand before God. The world has tried to make you feel like an outcast, like you were unworthy, like there was something wrong with you. But they were afraid of you. They feared your light. They feared the way you carried truth. They feared the way you walked into a room and shifted the atmosphere without saying a word. They saw something in you that you had not yet seen in yourself. And so they tried to silence you, to make you doubt yourself, to make you question whether you truly had a place. But the time for apologizing is over. The time for shrinking yourself to make others comfortable is over. The time for dimming your light is over. You were never sent here to be liked. You were sent here to disrupt. So stand apart. Let them talk. Let them misunderstand. Let them stare. Their opinions do not matter. You have spent too long trying to explain yourself to those who will never understand you. You have exhausted yourself seeking acceptance from people who were never meant to see you. You have questioned yourself when you should have been standing boldly in who you are. Enough. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to be set apart. This is not a punishment. This is your calling. The world does not reject its own. It rejects those who do not belong to it. And you, chosen one, were never meant to belong. So stop trying. Stop doubting. Stop questioning whether you should change yourself to fit into a world that was never designed for you. You were chosen. You were called. You were sent. The second revelation has been given. Now, you must embrace it. Message 3. Obey without delay. The third angel descends, and the atmosphere shifts. His presence is heavy, filled with urgency. The heavens tremble as his voice cuts through the hesitation that has kept you bound. There is no softness in his tone, no room for doubt, only a command that pierces your soul like lightning. Enough waiting, enough second-guessing, enough asking for another sign. You already know what you are meant to do. Now do it. How long have you waited, chosen one? How many nights have you spent wondering if you are truly called? How many signs have you received only to question them the next day? You have felt the pull, You have heard the whispers. You have seen the signs written in your circumstances, in your dreams, in the depths of your spirit. And yet, you hesitate. You wonder if you are ready. You question if you have what it takes. You tell yourself that you need more clarity, more confirmation, more proof before you move. But hear this now. Delay is the enemy's greatest weapon against you. Every moment you wait, doubt takes root. Every moment you hesitate, fear gains power. Every moment you stay still, doors close that were meant to be yours. You think you are being careful, that you are waiting for the perfect moment. But there will never be a perfect moment. The enemy wants you trapped in hesitation, paralyzed by uncertainty, waiting for a sign that has already been given. Yes, the road ahead is uncertain. Yes, stepping into the unknown is terrifying. But listen, your obedience will unlock miracles. You have prayed for answers, for direction, for breakthrough. But what if the answer has already been given? What if the miracle you seek will not come in the way you expect, but through your movement, through your faith, through your willingness to act, even when you do not see the whole picture? The provision you need will not come before you move. It will meet you on the road of obedience. Do you understand? You must step first. Then the path will unfold. Abraham did not see the promised land before he left his home. Moses did not see the Red Sea part before he lifted his staff. Peter did not see the water hold him before he stepped out of the boat. Faith has always required movement. You cannot wait until you feel ready, because you will never feel ready. Readiness is a lie that keeps you stagnant. Those who are called never feel fully prepared, but they move anyway. This is your moment. This is your turning point. The choice is before you. Will you let fear dictate your future? Will you allow hesitation to rob you of your calling? Or will you rise in faith, step forward, and trust that heaven will meet you where you go? The third revelation has been given. Now you must step forward. Message 4. Speak the truth. The fourth angel descends and fire pours from his lips. His presence ignites the air, his voice carrying the weight of eternity. The heavens seem to tremble as he speaks, and the earth itself responds to the power of his words. Your voice will shake the earth. You were not given eyes to see just for yourself. You were not given wisdom to keep silent. You were not given truth to keep it locked inside your heart. You were given sight so you could speak. You were given wisdom so you could reveal. You were given truth so you could declare it to the world. Now, open your mouth, chosen one. For too long, the enemy has tried to silence you. He has whispered lies into your mind, telling you that your words do not matter, that no one will listen, that no one will care, that your voice is too small, too insignificant, too powerless to make a difference. But listen to the truth now. Your voice was anointed before you were born. Before you took your first breath, heaven placed a calling upon you. Your words were destined to break chains. Your testimony was meant to set captives free. Your voice was never meant to be small. It was meant to echo across the earth, to awaken the sleeping, to call forth the chosen, to declare that the kingdom of heaven is near. And yet, you have held back. You have hesitated. You have questioned yourself. You have wondered if you should remain silent, if you should keep the truth to yourself, if you should wait for a time when it feels safer to speak. But there will never be a safer time. Do not whisper when you were meant to roar. Do not hide when you were meant to stand. You do not speak to please. You do not speak to be accepted. You speak to break chains. You speak to awaken. You speak because you were sent. The world is drowning in deception, and the enemy has worked tirelessly to keep the truth suppressed. If you do not speak, who will? If you do not rise, who will take your place? This is not just about you. There are people waiting for the words that only you can speak. There are souls in darkness who will never find the light unless you are bold enough to shine it. There are captives whose chains will never be broken unless you open your mouth and declare the truth. Heaven has given you a voice, and now heaven is commanding you to use it. The fourth revelation has been given. Now you must proclaim it. These messages have been delivered, and you have heard them. The words have stirred something deep within you, awakening what has long been dormant. But now, you must decide. To delay is to deny. To hesitate is to surrender ground to the enemy. You would not be drawn to these words if you were not meant to hear them. You would not feel this stirring in your soul if you were not part of something greater. This is your confirmation. This is your call. This is your moment. The time for waiting is over. The time for questioning is done. Heaven has spoken, and heaven is waiting for your response. Will you shrink back, or will you step forward? Will you remain in doubt, or will you rise in faith? Will you stay silent, or will you speak the truth that was placed inside of you? The four angels have spoken. The path has been revealed. The choice is yours. Now, chosen one, will you rise? Amen and amen. If these words have ignited something in your spirit, if you feel the call to step into your purpose, do not keep this message to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel so that more chosen ones can awaken. Leave a comment below and declare, I will rise. Together, we will shake the earth. The time is now. Love is one of the greatest desires of the human heart. Many people go through life searching for that special someone to complete them, yet some seem destined to remain alone, no matter how hard they try. If you've ever felt like love always escapes you, you might have wondered, is it bad luck? Is there something wrong with me? But what if I told you that this isn't a curse but a sign that God is protecting you from something you don't yet understand? My dear brothers and sisters, not everyone is meant to walk the same path. Some are kept away from love, romance, and attachment for reasons beyond what the eye can see. In Christianity, when God removes something from your life, it is never without wisdom. As Romans 8:28 reminds us, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. So before you see this as a misfortune, before you allow heartbreak to consume you, let's uncover the 7 reasons why some people are kept away from romance and what it truly means in the grand plan of God. Have you ever found yourself getting close to someone only for things to suddenly fall apart? Maybe you thought they were the one, but somehow the relationship never worked out. At the time, it felt painful, perhaps even unfair. But now, looking back, do you realize that staying with them would have only brought you suffering? In Christianity, when something keeps failing over and over again, it's often a sign of protection, not punishment. God removes people from your life because he knows what you don't. The Bible reminds us, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Think about our society today. How many people rush into relationships only to be left heartbroken, betrayed, or spiritually lost? Sometimes when you don't get what you want, it's because God is saving you from something that would have destroyed you. The pain of letting go may feel unbearable at the time, but it is often a blessing in disguise. God sees beyond what we can comprehend. He knows the dangers, heartbreak, and struggles that might come from being with the wrong person. Sometimes we become so attached to our own desires that we fail to see the warning signs God places before us. When a relationship fails despite your efforts, it could be his divine intervention, guiding you away from someone who was never meant to be a part of your life. The real question is, do you trust God's plan, or do you keep chasing what he is pulling you away from? Because the sooner you accept that God's wisdom is greater than your desires, the sooner you'll find true peace. When you surrender your desires to God and trust that he knows what is best, he will lead you to something far greater than you ever imagined. In today's world, relationships are often treated as casual and disposable. People enter relationships for fun, not realizing that every bond leaves a mark on the heart. When the heart becomes attached to the wrong person, it can lead to spiritual blindness, where you start justifying what is wrong, forgetting your purpose, and drifting away from God. But the Bible is clear. A relationship outside of marriage is not just wrong, it is dangerous for your soul. The Apostle Paul warns us, "Do not be yoked together with unbelievers. For what do righteousness and wickedness have in common? Or what fellowship can light have with darkness?" Many people don't take this seriously. They assume that as long as they mean well, it's okay. But look at what happens around us. How many people have sacrificed their peace, self-worth, and even their connection with God just to please someone who was never meant for them? If you've struggled to find love, it could be because God is protecting your heart from corruption. The wrong love can lead you to destruction, while the right love, one built on faith and commitment, will bring you closer to Him. If you have ever experienced a relationship that led you away from God, you know the dangers of prioritizing human love over divine guidance. Love is meant to be a source of strength, not a cause for spiritual weakness. A relationship that weakens your faith is never from God. But here's the real test. Will you be patient and trust God, or will you keep chasing something He is keeping you away from? Trusting God means recognizing that His plan is for your ultimate good, even when you don't understand it at the moment. The temporary pain of losing someone who was never meant for you is far better than a lifetime of regret with someone who distances you from God. When you choose to honor Him with your relationships, He will bless you beyond what you can imagine. Have you noticed how some people seem consumed by the idea of relationships? They spend years chasing love, getting hurt, and losing themselves in the process. Meanwhile, others seem to have a higher purpose guiding their lives. Sometimes, when romance is absent from your life, it's because God is redirecting you toward something far more important. Instead of being distracted by emotions, heartbreak, or the pursuit of temporary happiness, He wants you to focus on building yourself, your faith, your future, and your character. Jesus said, "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." Look at history. Some of the greatest people, those who changed the world, left behind legacies and strengthened their faith, did not let their lives revolve around relationships. Instead, they used their time to build something meaningful. The question is, are you wasting your time chasing romance? Or are you using this period of solitude to strengthen your relationship with God and work toward something greater? If God is keeping love from your life at this moment, perhaps it's because He has something more significant in store for you. He wants you to grow in wisdom, faith, and purpose before introducing you to the right person at the right time. Instead of questioning His plan, embrace this time as an opportunity to grow closer to Him. God may be positioning you for something greater than just a relationship. He may be calling you to a purpose beyond what you've imagined. Rather than seeing singleness as a burden, recognize it as an opportunity to deepen your relationship with God, to grow in your faith, and to pursue the purpose He has set for you. Let's be real. We are not robots. Every human has emotions, desires, and a natural longing for companionship. Christianity does not ask us to suppress our feelings. It teaches us to control them within the boundaries of faith. This is what separates true believers from those who follow their own desires. The Bible says, "For the grace of God has appeared that offers salvation to all people." It teaches us to say no to ungodliness and worldly passions, and to live self-controlled, upright, and godly lives in this present age. In today's world, most people don't even try to hold themselves accountable. They follow whatever feels good in the moment, regardless of whether it's right or wrong. But if you've been struggling with this, know that this struggle itself is a sign of faith. If God has given you the awareness to fight against temptation, then you are already on a different path than most. Self-control is one of the most valuable traits a believer can develop. It requires discipline, commitment, and faith. Rather than letting emotions dictate your choices, God calls you to rely on His strength. Every time you resist temptation, you grow spiritually and draw closer to Him. The key is to redirect your emotions toward something meaningful. A strong relationship with God will fill the void that many people try to fill with fleeting passions. Learning to master your desires rather than being mastered by them is the foundation of a godly life. Like a city whose walls are broken through is a person who lacks self-control. When you trust God to guide your emotions, you open the door to His greater plan for your life. Because in Christianity, self-discipline over desire is what leads to true success. Sometimes when love seems distant, it is not rejection, but preparation. God removes certain things from your life not to deprive you, but to prepare you for something even greater. He is strengthening your heart, refining your faith, and ensuring that you are ready for the love that is meant for you. The Bible reassures us, "For I know the plans I have for you," declares the Lord, "plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." If God is keeping you away from relationships, perhaps He is shaping you for a purpose beyond what you can see. Think about the trials you have faced, the heartaches, the disappointments, the loneliness. Every season of waiting is an opportunity to grow, to deepen your faith, and to prepare for the blessings that lie ahead. Just as gold is refined in fire, your heart and spirit are being refined through this period of solitude. This is not wasted time. God may be developing qualities in you that will make you a better spouse in the future: patience, kindness, resilience, and unwavering faith. Instead of viewing this as a burden, consider it a gift. God's timing is always perfect. He knows when you are ready, and He knows who is right for you. Rushing into a relationship before you are spiritually and emotionally prepared can lead to heartbreak and regret. But when you wait on God, you can be sure that what He brings into your life will be exactly what you need. So, instead of focusing on what you lack, focus on what you are gaining. Use this time to draw closer to God, to pursue your purpose, and to grow into the person He has called you to be. Because when you trust in His plan, He will never fail you. True fulfillment does not come from people but from God alone. Before He allows you to love someone else, He wants you to experience His love first. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Until you find peace in God, no human relationship will ever truly satisfy you. Many people seek love as a way to fill an emptiness in their hearts, believing that another person can complete them. However, only God can truly fulfill the deepest longings of your soul. When you look to people for fulfillment, you will always be disappointed because no human can provide the perfect unconditional love that only God offers. God wants you to rely on Him first. If you are currently in a season of waiting, He may be calling you to strengthen your faith, to build a life centered around Him, and to understand that your worth does not depend on another person's affection. Many people rush into relationships thinking they will bring happiness, only to find themselves feeling just as empty, if not more so, because they have placed their hope in something temporary instead of in God's eternal love. This time of solitude is a blessing. It is an opportunity to cultivate a deep, personal relationship with God. It is a chance to discover your identity in Him and to understand that His love is more than enough. Once you are content in God's love, any relationship He brings into your life will only be an addition to the joy you already have in Him, not the source of your happiness. God is refining you, molding you into the person He wants you to be, and preparing you for the right kind of love, the kind that reflects His love for you. Instead of asking why love hasn't come yet, ask yourself, am I fully embracing God's love for me? Because when you do, everything else will fall into place according to His perfect timing. Waiting is never easy, but patience is a virtue that brings divine rewards. In a world that encourages instant gratification, it can be challenging to trust in God's timing. However, His plans are always greater than ours, and He knows exactly when and how to bless us with what we need. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. If love has not yet come into your life, trust that God's timing is always perfect. Perhaps He is shielding you from heartbreak or ensuring that you meet the right person at the right time. Instead of feeling frustrated by the wait, see it as an opportunity for growth and preparation. God often uses waiting periods to strengthen our faith and character, Through patience, he teaches us resilience, trust, and unwavering faith in his plans. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a strong tree, your future relationship needs a firm foundation before it can flourish. Rushing into love before it's time can lead to unnecessary pain and struggle. The Bible reassures us that those who wait on the Lord will never be disappointed. If you feel discouraged, remind yourself that waiting is not wasted time. It is a season of refinement, learning, and trust building. Use this time to focus on personal growth, spiritual development, and becoming the best version of yourself, so that when the right person comes, you will be ready. Remember, God is never late. His blessings come exactly when they are meant to. Keep trusting, keep believing, and keep growing. Because when the time is right, he will open doors that no one can close, and the love he has prepared for you will be beyond anything you could have imagined. If love and relationships have always seemed distant in your life, know that it is not a punishment. It is part of God's plan. Whether it's to protect you, prepare you, or strengthen your faith, God never withholds something without reason. The real question is, do you trust his timing, or are you still chasing something he is pulling you away from? The more you surrender your desires to him, the more peace you will find in his perfect plan. Love is not something to be rushed or forced. It is a divine gift that arrives in its appointed season. As you navigate your journey of faith, remember that your worth is not defined by your relationship status. You are complete in Christ, and his love is all you need. When the right time comes, God will provide the love he has ordained for you, and it will be worth the wait. Thank you for watching this video. If this message resonated with you, we encourage you to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue spreading the wisdom and love of God to those who need it most. Stay faithful, stay patient, and trust in his perfect timing. May God bless you abundantly. What I am about to say might feel like a wake-up call, but it is exactly what you need to hear at this moment. You have been on this journey for a reason, and now the universe is calling you to act. No more waiting, no more hesitating. If you are reading this, it is not by accident. God has led you here. Now is the time to step into your power like never before. This is the moment where your desires transform into your reality. The final assignment is here, and it is non-negotiable. It comes with a challenge. Do it now, no matter the cost. The transformation you have been waiting for is on the other side of this action. It will not be easy, but it will be worth it. This is exactly what you need to shift into the next level of your life. Before we go any further, take a deep breath. Now, do two things. Number 1, hit that like button. Number 2, leave a comment with the words, "Jesus, I am ready." This declaration will send a powerful signal to the universe, amplifying your energy and intention. If you are truly a chosen one, you will stay with me until the end. Deep down, your spirit already knows this is the final assignment you have been waiting for. Once you complete it, nothing in your life will ever be the same. So let's dive in. You are not random. You are chosen. You are called to be messengers of the covenant, the very instruments through which God reveals his promises to the world. This is not a title to boast about, but a responsibility to embrace with reverence and urgency. The Bible declares in Malachi 3:1, "See, I will send my messenger, who will prepare the way before me. Then suddenly the Lord you are seeking will come to his temple. The messenger of the covenant, whom you desire, will come, says the Lord Almighty." This verse is not just history, it is prophecy. It is not just for others, it is for you. You are the fulfillment of God's plan to prepare the way for his presence to be revealed. But before you can carry this holy message, you must first understand what it means to be a messenger, the weight of the covenant you carry, and the fire that fuels your calling. To be a messenger means to be entrusted with a divine responsibility. It requires faith, obedience, and unwavering dedication. The role of a messenger is not simply to deliver words, but to live them, to be a living testimony of God's truth. Throughout history, God has chosen individuals who were willing to surrender their will and embrace His divine purpose. These messengers were not always the strongest, the wisest, or the most qualified by human standards. Instead, they were those who had hearts that were willing, spirits that were obedient, and lives that were surrendered to His will. Look at the great messengers in Scripture. Moses, who led God's people out of captivity despite his own doubts and limitations. Isaiah, who boldly proclaimed the word of the Lord even when faced with opposition. John the Baptist, who prepared the way for Christ with unwavering conviction. And the apostles, who carried the message of the gospel to the ends of the earth despite persecution. Each of these messengers understood the weight of their calling, and they carried it with honor and purpose. As a messenger of the covenant, you are not here by coincidence. Every experience you have had, every challenge you have faced, and every triumph you have celebrated has been preparing you for this moment. The fire within you is not accidental. It is the very presence of God urging you to step forward in faith. But carrying this message is not without its cost. It requires courage, endurance, and absolute trust in God's plan. It means standing firm when the world pushes back, proclaiming truth when others remain silent, and remaining steadfast in faith even when doubt tries to creep in. The question is, are you ready? Are you willing to step into your calling without fear or hesitation? The world is waiting for God's messengers to rise. The time is now. Embrace your purpose, carry the message with boldness, and let the fire of the covenant burn brightly within you. Before I continue, I want to pause and thank each and every one of you for your prayers, unwavering support, and incredible generosity. Most especially, I want to acknowledge those of you who have been giving through the link pinned in the comments below and through the Super Thankful feature. Your actions are a clear sign that you not only love God, but also deeply believe in and love the work we are doing here. You are not just supporters, you are partners, co-laborers in the kingdom of God. Your sacrifices and contributions are a testament to your faith and your heart for the mission God has entrusted us with. And I declare this over your life. God will reward you accordingly in ways beyond what you can imagine or think. Every prayer, every word of encouragement, every gift, and every time you share this message with someone in need is making an eternal impact. Together, we are spreading the good news, touching lives, and sowing seeds of hope, faith, and love. May God continue to bless you richly, enlarge your territory, and cause His face to shine upon you. May He meet you at the point of your need, fulfill the desires of your heart, and multiply every seed you have sown 100-fold. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for believing in this vision, for standing with us in this journey, and for being an active part of what God is doing through this platform. Let us continue to labor together for the glory of God, knowing that our work in the Lord is not in vain. You are loved. You are valued. You are appreciated. God bless you abundantly. A messenger is someone sent with a message from one party to another. But in God's kingdom, being a messenger is not just about delivering words. It is about being the message. Your life, actions, decisions, and character must align with the truth you proclaim. In ancient times, messengers were trusted servants. Kings did not send just anyone to carry their decrees. They chose individuals who were loyal, reliable, and capable of accurately representing their authority. The same is true with God. You are not chosen because you are perfect. You are chosen because He trusts you to carry His truth faithfully. Imagine a courier delivering a priceless artifact. Their job is not just to deliver the package, but to protect it, ensuring it arrives intact. As a messenger of the covenant, you are carrying something far more precious than gold, the eternal promises of God. You must guard it with your life, ensuring it is not corrupted or diluted. The message you carry is not your own. It belongs to God. This is a critical truth because the authority of a messenger is rooted in the one who sends them. You are not speaking on your own behalf, but as an ambassador of the King of Kings. 2 Corinthians 5:20 declares, "We are therefore Christ's ambassadors, as though God were making his appeal through us." This means that every word you speak, every action you take, and every step of obedience you walk carries the weight of heaven behind it. Let this truth empower you to speak boldly, live righteously, and fulfill your divine mission with unwavering confidence. But being a messenger of the covenant comes with great responsibility. It requires more than words. It demands a life fully surrendered to God's will. You must be willing to live out the message you proclaim. The world is watching, measuring the authenticity of your message by the way you live. If your actions contradict your words, the message loses its power. But when your life aligns with your calling, you become a beacon of truth that draws others toward God. This responsibility also comes with challenges. Messengers throughout history have faced rejection, persecution, and even isolation. John the Baptist prepared the way for Christ with boldness, yet he was imprisoned and ultimately executed. The apostles preached the gospel at great personal cost, facing threats, imprisonment, and martyrdom. Even Jesus himself, the ultimate messenger, was rejected by many and crucified. Carrying God's message will not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. To walk this path, you must develop resilience, perseverance, and unshakable faith. You must be prepared to speak truth even when it is unpopular, to stand firm even when the world pressures you to compromise, and to trust God even when you do not understand his plan. Your strength will come not from yourself, but from the Holy Spirit who empowers you to carry out your mission. So I ask you today, are you ready to accept the call? Are you willing to step fully into your role as a messenger of the covenant, carrying God's truth to a world that desperately needs it? The assignment is before you. The responsibility is great, but so is the reward. Those who remain faithful will hear these words from their Lord. "Well done, my good and faithful servant." The world is waiting. God is calling. Will you rise to the occasion? To be an effective messenger, you must embody certain qualities. Let us examine 3 critical traits through the lives of biblical messengers. Number 1. Boldness, like John the Baptist. John the Baptist was the voice crying in the wilderness, preparing the way for the Lord. He confronted sin without fear and proclaimed the coming of the Messiah with boldness. His courage was unwavering, and he did not compromise the truth, even when it led to his imprisonment and death. Boldness does not mean recklessness. It means standing firm in faith even when faced with resistance. As messengers of God, we are called to speak his truth boldly, without fear of rejection or persecution. We must not shy away from delivering God's word, even when it is difficult or unpopular. Number 2. Perseverance. Like Moses faced immense challenges as he delivered God's message to Pharaoh and led the Israelites out of Egypt. Despite constant opposition, he persevered. Moses' journey was not easy. He endured doubt, complaints from his own people, and Pharaoh's stubbornness. Yet, he remained faithful to God's call. This perseverance teaches us that being a messenger requires resilience. There will be obstacles, moments of discouragement and trials that test our faith. However, just as Moses continued forward with unwavering trust in God, we too must press on, knowing that the Lord is with us every step of the way. When you feel like giving up, remember Moses and how he relied on God's strength rather than his own. Number 3. Sacrificial love. Like Jesus is the ultimate messenger of the covenant. He not only proclaimed the message but became the message through his sacrificial death and resurrection. His love for humanity was so profound that he willingly laid down his life for our salvation. This sacrificial love is what sets apart true messengers of God. To be effective, we must be willing to put others before ourselves, to love unconditionally, and to serve without expecting anything in return. Jesus' life was a perfect example of humility, compassion, and selflessness. As messengers, We are called to reflect His love in our words and actions, demonstrating God's grace and mercy to the world. Being a messenger is not just about speaking, it is about living the message. Every aspect of your life should align with God's truth. People should see Christ in the way you love, serve, and remain steadfast in faith. Your actions must reflect the message you proclaim, for a messenger whose life contradicts their words loses credibility. A true messenger is also one who continually seeks God's presence. Spend time in prayer, study the Word, and allow the Holy Spirit to guide you. Being a messenger is not a one-time event. It is a lifelong calling that requires daily surrender to God's will. The world is watching, and your faithfulness can inspire others to seek the truth. So, I ask you, are you ready to accept this call? Will you stand boldly like John the Baptist, persevere like Moses, and love sacrificially like Jesus? The world needs messengers who are not only willing to proclaim God's word, but to live it wholeheartedly. The time is now. Answer the call. Carry the message with boldness, perseverance, and love, knowing that you are chosen for this divine assignment. This is your moment. The world is desperate for truth, hope, and light. You are God's answer to that need. The fire of the covenant burns within you. The question is, will you let it consume you? This is not the time for hesitation. The world is waiting. God is calling. Will you rise as His messenger, ready to carry His covenant to the nations? Will you answer the call with unwavering faith, knowing that your obedience could change lives and impact generations? Many have been called before you, prophets, disciples, and saints who have walked this path with courage and conviction. They faced trials, opposition, and sacrifice, yet they pressed forward because they knew the weight of their calling. You are now among them, entrusted with a mission that carries eternal significance. Let your heart be steadfast. Let your soul be fearless. Stand firm in the truth and let the fire within you shine brightly for all to see. It will not be an easy journey, but God's strength will sustain you. He has already equipped you with everything you need: faith, wisdom, resilience, and His Holy Spirit to guide you. Your time is now. There is no room for doubt, no space for fear. Every great move of God begins with one willing heart. Will you be that heart today? Will you be the voice that speaks truth in a world clouded with confusion? Will you be the light that shines in the darkness? The choice is yours. The world needs you. Heaven is calling. Let's pray together. Heavenly Father, I come before you with a heart open and willing to serve. Thank you for choosing me, for calling me to be a messenger of your truth, hope, and love. I acknowledge the weight of this calling, and I surrender myself completely to your divine will. Lord, ignite within me a holy fire, one that cannot be quenched. Give me boldness like John the Baptist, perseverance like Moses, and sacrificial love like Jesus. Strengthen me in moments of doubt, and let my faith remain unshaken in the face of trials. Fill me with your wisdom, so that every word I speak and every action I take reflects your glory. Let my life be a living testimony of your grace, a light that leads others to you. May I walk in unwavering obedience, trusting that you have equipped me for this mission. Use me, Lord, to bring truth to the lost, hope to the weary, and light to the darkness. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen. If this message has blessed you, please subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us reach more souls and spread the message of truth, hope, and salvation. Click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Also, share this message with someone who needs to hear it today. Together we can change lives and expand God's kingdom. May God bless you abundantly for your faithfulness. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Let's continue to shine His light in the world. Amen. Have you ever paused to wonder why cats seem so drawn to certain people? Why they choose their companions with an almost supernatural precision? It's as if they see beyond the physical world, sensing something hidden from ordinary human perception. Could it be that they recognize a deeper energy, a vibration that aligns with their own mystical nature? More than just pets, cats are spiritual guardians, silent watchers of the unseen, and protectors of those walking a divine path. If you've ever felt an inexplicable connection with these mysterious creatures, it may not be mere coincidence. It may be a sign of your elevated spiritual energy. In this video, we will uncover the incredible role cats play in the lives of those with a special purpose. We'll explore why they are drawn to individuals with heightened vibrations, how they balance and protect energy, and why their presence in your life is far more significant than you may realize. Have you ever had an unforgettable experience with a cat, one that felt more like fate than chance? Share your story in the comments below. And if you resonate with this message, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights on the spiritual mysteries that shape our lives. Turn on notifications, leave a like, and let's unravel this fascinating mystery together. Cats possess an extraordinary sensitivity to the world around them. Have you ever noticed how they seem to predict events before any visible signs appear? This is not simply a heightened awareness. It's an innate connection to energies that exist beyond human understanding. Unlike other animals, cats don't just react to physical stimuli. They detect shifts in the unseen realms, sensing vibrations in the environment and within individuals. When you feel anxious, sad, or uncertain, your cat knows. They pick up on the energy you emit, responding not just with affection, but with a deep, knowing presence. Now, imagine how much more profound their awareness becomes when they encounter someone with a unique spiritual light, someone who carries the energy of a chosen one. To cats, your aura is like a beacon in the darkness, an unmistakable frequency that stands out among the rest. They do not choose their human companions randomly. Instead, they gravitate toward those who vibrate at higher frequencies, those whose energy aligns with their own. And once they choose you, they become your guardian, balancing and harmonizing the energies within you and around you. Have you ever noticed a cat rubbing against you when you're feeling unwell or emotionally drained? Or perhaps you've seen them curl up exactly where you experience discomfort, whether it's a headache, stomach pain, or an overwhelming sense of fatigue. This behavior is far more than simple affection. It is a profound act of energetic healing. Cats have an extraordinary ability to detect subtle shifts in energy. When they rub against you, they are not merely seeking attention or marking their territory, they are engaging in a process of energy transfer. By doing so, they absorb negativity, neutralize stagnant vibrations, and help realign your energetic field, restoring balance to your body and spirit. This innate ability makes them natural healers, silently working to stabilize your well-being. Beyond their interactions with people, cats also play a significant role in harmonizing the energy of a space. Have you ever noticed your cat frequently resting in a specific corner of a room, on a piece of furniture, or near an object with deep sentimental or spiritual value? These choices are not random. Cats are naturally drawn to areas where energy is either highly concentrated or in need of purification. They instinctively gravitate toward these spaces, absorbing excess energy, dispelling negativity, and ensuring that the environment remains balanced. For those who possess heightened spiritual sensitivity, this connection is even more profound. Cats act as silent sentinels, watching over your energy, shielding you from unseen forces, and providing an anchor to keep you grounded. Their presence is a subtle yet powerful reminder that you are never alone in your spiritual journey. Your feline guardian is always by your side, working in ways beyond human comprehension to protect and nurture your energy. Have you ever locked eyes with a cat and felt as though they were looking deep into your soul? Unlike other animals, cats don't just observe, they see. Their gaze is piercing, almost otherworldly, as if they are perceiving something beyond your physical form, something hidden within the layers of your energy and essence. It is in these moments that you may realize a truth long overlooked. Cats recognize the unseen. Unlike dogs who eagerly express affection toward nearly everyone, cats are selective in forming deep connections. They do not bond with just anyone. Rather, they reserve their trust and companionship for those who align with their own unique frequency. Their nature is discerning, and their attachment is never random. Instead, it is guided by something beyond the physical, a resonance, a recognition of spiritual kinship. This is why so many spiritually awakened individuals find themselves drawn to cats, and why cats, in turn, are mysteriously drawn to them. It is a silent acknowledgement, a deep unspoken understanding that goes beyond words. The energy of a chosen one stands out, shining like a beacon in the unseen realms. And cats, with their heightened perception, gravitate toward it naturally. When a cat chooses you, it is not just a casual bond. It is an alignment of souls. They do more than offer companionship. They attune themselves to your vibration, mirroring your energy, adjusting their own frequency to match yours. This creates a profound spiritual bond, a mutual exchange that strengthens both of you. Over time, this connection deepens, allowing the cat to act as both a guide and a guardian, subtly enhancing your journey and helping you navigate the mysteries of the unseen world. Have you ever noticed that during life's most difficult or transformative moments, your cat becomes unusually present? Whether you're going through emotional turmoil, experiencing stress, or navigating a major transition, your feline companion seems to sense it. Without any words, without being asked, they stay close, watching over you with quiet attentiveness. It's as if they instinctively know when you need them most, offering their presence as a silent but powerful form of support. This is because cats act as natural energy filters, constantly sensing and interacting with the unseen vibrations around them. As a chosen one, your heightened spiritual energy attracts both light and darkness, positive forces that guide you and challenges that test you. Your aura radiates brightly, but with that brilliance comes an increased sensitivity to external energies, some uplifting, others draining. Cats serve as guardians of energy, silently absorbing, neutralizing, and balancing the energetic field surrounding you. If you've ever noticed your cat following you more than usual, positioning itself near you during meditation, or curling up beside you when you feel exhausted, understand that this is no coincidence. They are actively working to stabilize your energy, shielding you from disruptions that could throw you off your path. It's also common to see cats staring into seemingly empty spaces or tracking something invisible with their eyes. This isn't random behavior. It's their ability to perceive the spiritual realm just as clearly as the physical one. They detect presences, entities, and energy shifts beyond human comprehension. Often, they act as barriers between you and unseen influences, ensuring that nothing interferes with your spiritual journey. With a cat by your side, you are never alone. They are your silent sentinels, always watching, always protecting. Cats do not just protect you, they protect the entire space you inhabit. Their presence in your home is more than companionship. It is a form of energetic guardianship, a silent but powerful force that maintains balance and harmony. Have you ever noticed how the atmosphere in your home feels lighter and more peaceful when a cat is present? It's as if their very existence transforms the energy of a space, turning an ordinary house into a sanctuary of peace and protection. Unlike other animals, cats are highly sensitive to spiritual frequencies, and they instinctively work to keep their environment energetically clean. One of the most fascinating aspects of a cat's behavior is how they select specific spots in the home, places they return to repeatedly, often without any apparent reason. To the untrained eye, it may seem like they are simply choosing comfortable places to rest, but in reality, these locations are often energetic hotspots, areas where energy accumulates, flows, or even stagnates. By lying in these spots, cats act as filters, absorbing, transmuting, and redistributing energy to maintain balance. Have you ever seen your cat suddenly relocate from one sleeping spot to another? Or perhaps they seem to prefer resting near a doorway, in a quiet corner, or even next to objects that hold sentimental or spiritual significance? These choices are never random. Cats sense energy shifts and instinctively position themselves where their presence is needed most. Beyond their ability to harmonize a space, cats possess another incredible gift of healing: their purring. This sound, often associated with contentment, is much more than a simple expression of comfort. It is a healing frequency, a vibration that soothes not only their own bodies, but also those of the people around them. Scientific studies have even shown that a cat's purr operates at frequencies between 25 and 150 Hz, which are known to promote healing, reduce stress, and even aid in physical recovery. When a cat purrs near you, it's not just an affectionate gesture, it's an energetic transmission, a way of raising your vibration and helping you restore your own inner balance. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, or physically drained, a purring cat can act as a natural form of energy healing, grounding you, calming your nervous system, and offering silent reassurance that everything is as it should be. In essence, cats do more than simply share your space. They elevate and protect it. Their presence creates a shield of harmony, ensuring that your home remains a place of refuge, healing, and spiritual alignment. Whether they are lying in a strategic location, purring beside you, or simply watching over the energy that flows through your home, these mystical felines are guardians of unseen forces, ever present, ever protective, and deeply connected to the energy of those they choose to share their lives with. There is something almost otherworldly about the way cats move through life. They glide effortlessly through the world, exuding a quiet wisdom, as if they are in constant connection with something beyond what our eyes can see. Their presence feels ancient, their gaze filled with knowing, their behaviors often seeming to hint at truths beyond the tangible. They are not merely animals, they are messengers of the unseen, subtle guides who help us align with our higher purpose. Those who walk a spiritual path often feel a profound connection with cats, sensing that these creatures are far more aware of the invisible realms than we are. It is no coincidence that throughout history, in cultures across the world, cats have been revered as symbols of mystery, protection, and divine insight. Many spiritually awakened individuals have noticed peculiar behaviors in their cats, especially during moments of deep introspection. Have you ever been meditating, lost in thought, or experiencing a moment of heightened awareness, only to look up and see your cat staring at you with piercing intensity? Have they ever led you to a particular place in your home, drawn your attention to an object, or reacted strongly, either with affection or avoidance, toward certain people? These actions are not random. Cats communicate in ways that go beyond words. Their silent gestures, their unwavering gazes, their sudden interest in a specific area of your home. These are all signs, messages waiting to be interpreted. It is as if they are guiding you toward something hidden, a truth you have yet to uncover. By observing them closely, we learn invaluable lessons: patience, presence, and balance. Cats do not rush through life. They move with deliberate grace, trusting their instincts completely. They remind us to embrace the natural flow of existence, to surrender control, and to let life unfold in its own time. In moments of chaos, they remain calm and composed, teaching us by example how to stay centered amid the storms of life. Perhaps one of their greatest lessons is the importance of trusting intuition. A cat never second-guesses its instincts. It simply acts, moving in perfect alignment with what feels right. They encourage us to do the same, to listen to the quiet voice within, to follow the subtle nudges from the universe, and to navigate our journey with confidence and grace. For those who are open to their wisdom, cats become more than companions. They become spiritual allies, ever watchful, ever guiding, silently leading us toward deeper awareness and understanding. They are not just present in our lives by chance. They are here with purpose, offering protection, insight, and a reminder that the unseen world is always within reach. If you have a cat in your life, know that their presence is not by chance. They are here for a reason, to protect you, guide you, and ensure you remain strong on your spiritual journey. They do not merely live with you. They align with you, helping to transform your elevated energy into actions that matter. Cherish their presence, honor the lessons they teach, and above all, trust that your connection with them is part of something far greater than you can yet understand. If you've had a profound experience with a cat, share it in the comments below. Let's celebrate the wisdom, protection, and magic they bring into our lives. And if this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more content on the spiritual mysteries of the universe. Until our next journey, Chosen One, protect your light and honor your guides. There is something profoundly unsettling about the silence that follows a storm. Not the kind that brings relief, but the kind that whispers an even greater catastrophe is approaching. Too often people mistake the eye of the hurricane for the end rather than the warning. Throughout history, civilizations, nations, and even individuals have thrived under the presence of the divinely assigned, often without realizing it. They mistake grace for coincidence, protection for luck, and divine warnings for background noise. And then one day, the chosen are gone. The voices that spoke the truth, even when no one wanted to hear it, the ones who carried a presence that defied explanation, the ones who disrupted what needed disturbing, vanish. Just like that. And what follows is not a mere void, but a reckoning, a shift, a collapse that no one saw coming. If you think this is just a metaphor, think again. History proves it. The sudden absence of key individuals often precedes major events, collapse, war, chaos, and judgment. When Lot left Sodom, fire followed. When Jesus left the temple, destruction came. Even in modern times, societies only recognize the importance of certain figures when the damage becomes irreversible. If you once laughed at the chosen, ignored their words, dismissed their presence as nothing more than a passing shadow, this may be the moment you start paying attention. Because when God decides their mission is complete and it's time for them to leave, their exit is not just a disappearance. It is an event, and what follows, no one wants to see. God's chosen ones don't move through life unnoticed. Their presence alone forces people to make a choice, align with truth or resist it. They disrupt systems, shatter false narratives, and challenge spiritual complacency. They make people uncomfortable, often without even trying. This is why the chosen often experience rejection, betrayal, and resistance. Not because they are wrong, but because they are doing exactly what they were sent to do. They weren't placed here to make peace with dysfunction. They were sent to expose it. Their mission was never about being liked. It was about reminding the world that darkness has an expiration date. But here's the truth. Their time is limited. They were never meant to stay in one place forever. And when God removes them, it is not an afterthought. It is a calculated move. Some will realize their absence too late. Others will finally understand that what they resisted was the only thing keeping judgment at bay. The chosen weren't here for comfort. They were here to collide with what was never meant to stand. And when their purpose is fulfilled, their removal isn't a retreat. It is a statement. Leaving does not mean losing. It does not mean failure or surrender. When God pulls his chosen ones out, it is not because they were too weak to stay. It is because their work was already done. They were never called to fix everything, only to shift the atmosphere. And once that's done, their removal is not just necessary, it is strategic. Some might see their departure as abandonment. Others might assume they were never as powerful as they seemed. But that's the mistake people always make. They assume that the chosen are meant to hold up the weight of everything indefinitely, that their prayers, their presence, their very existence keeps things from falling apart. But in reality, they were only ever meant to be a warning, a catalyst, a temporary shield. Once they are gone, the consequences of what was ignored, dismissed, or fought against will come full force. People rarely understand the significance of someone's presence until that presence is removed. And when the chosen are gone, things don't just stay the same, they unravel. Not because the chosen wanted destruction, but because their departure is proof that grace has shifted. God does not place his chosen randomly. They are assigned to specific places, people, and moments for a defined purpose. They are the answer to a crisis, one that most do not even recognize until it's too late. But they were never meant to stay. Their role was temporary. Their mission had a deadline, and their presence was a divine response to a problem that wouldn't be addressed any other way. Once that problem is handled, whether by exposing it, shifting it, or giving people a final chance to change, there is no reason for them to remain. The mistake people make? Assuming that the chosen will always be there. They take for granted the wisdom, the covering, the warnings. Some even resent or resist them, assuming that no matter what, they will always be around, until one day they're not. That's when reality sets in. The peace they dismissed, gone. The supernatural favor they never acknowledged, lifted. The silent protection they didn't even realize was shielding them, removed. That's when they realize the chosen weren't just another voice, another presence, another person. They were the reason things hadn't fallen apart sooner. And now, they are gone. People love the idea of being chosen by God until they realize what it actually means. It does not mean applause, admiration, or acceptance. It means walking into places where you are not wanted and saying things people do not want to hear. It means being labeled as difficult, extreme, or even dangerous. Not because you are wrong, but because you refuse to be silent. History proves it. Prophets weren't celebrated. They were stoned, exiled, and murdered. Jesus himself, the greatest of all, wasn't embraced. He was betrayed, falsely accused, and crucified by the very people he came to save. So why would it be different for those he sends? The chosen are not assigned to comfort people in their illusions. They are sent to tear them down, to expose lies, to shake up systems, to remind the world that God is watching. But here's the problem. People love darkness more than light. They don't want to be awakened. They want to be left alone. So when a chosen one steps in, carrying truth like a sword, resistance is inevitable. The rejection isn't personal, it's prophetic. There is a painful reality that every chosen one must accept. Not everyone will change, no matter how much truth they receive. You can preach, warn, pray, and pour everything you have into people, but some will never wake up, not because they don't understand, but because they don't want to. It's easy to believe that if you just say the right words or show people enough love, they will open their eyes. But the truth is, some hearts are set in stone. Some people aren't asleep. They are actively resisting the truth because it threatens their comfort, their power, or their illusions. No matter how hard you try, you cannot force transformation that only God can bring. Your mission was never about fixing the world. It was about giving the world a chance. Every word you spoke, every warning you gave, every moment you spent trying to wake people up, that wasn't for your own satisfaction. It was so that when the time comes, when everything they ignored finally collapses, they won't be able to say, "I didn't know." It's not your job to make people listen. It's your job to deliver the message. Whether they accept it or reject it is between them and God. Some will change, some won't. But either way, you did what you were sent to do. Everything you went through, the betrayals, the rejection, the isolation, the suffering, was never just about you. It wasn't punishment, bad luck, or random hardship. It was a message. You were a living prophecy, a warning in human form. God's chosen ones don't just speak truth, they become it. They carry the weight of the message in their own lives, their own wounds, their own struggles. Before they ever open their mouths, their existence preaches a sermon. People may ignore your words, but they cannot ignore the evidence written on your life. That's why the attacks came. That's why people turned on you. Why you were misunderstood. Why doors closed that should have opened. Not because you were wrong, but because your life exposed what others wanted to keep hidden. You didn't just talk about endurance, you endured. You didn't just warn about betrayal, you lived through it. You didn't just speak of rejection, you felt it firsthand. Your suffering was the proof. Some will wake up because of your pain. Others will ignore it until they experience it themselves. But either way, your suffering wasn't wasted. Your scars are not just wounds. They are evidence that you carried the message. You weren't sent just to warn people. You were sent to become the warning. People don't always recognize what they have until it's gone. They hear, but they don't listen. They see, but they don't understand. And then one day you're no longer there. No more warnings, no more prayers, no more presence holding things together. That's when reality hits. Your absence is not just a disappearance, it's a divine announcement. The people who dismissed you will start to notice the difference. The peace they took for granted, gone. The protection they didn't even realize was covering them, lifted. The wisdom they rolled their eyes at suddenly makes sense. This is how God works. He removes his chosen ones not just to protect them, but to wake up those who refuse to listen while they had the chance. Some will reflect and realize they made a mistake. Others will scramble to find someone else to fill the void. But it won't be the same, because what you carried wasn't just knowledge or kindness, it was a divine assignment. And assignments can't be replaced by convenience. The silence you leave behind will be louder than any words you ever spoke, because now, people aren't just hearing what you said, they are feeling the absence of what you carried. And that is the real warning. When God removes his chosen, it is not just for their benefit, it is a shift in the spiritual landscape, a divine recalibration, a warning sign that what follows will not be pleasant. Your presence was not just about your mission. It was a covering, an opportunity, and a grace period for those around you. When you leave, it is not just your life that changes. It is the atmosphere, the destiny of those who failed to heed the call, the structures that refuse to correct themselves. God does not remove his chosen without reason. It is always a sign that something significant is about to unfold, whether people are ready for it or not. The world does not understand the cost of ignoring the chosen until the consequences come full circle, and by then, it is too late. There will always be those who refuse to see, those who think they can silence the messengers and avoid the message. But history shows otherwise. When God removes his chosen, what follows is judgment. Not because the chosen wished for destruction, but because their presence was holding back the storm. Some people were only protected because of the prayers of the chosen. Some businesses thrived because of the favor they carried. Some communities stood strong because of the spiritual foundation they established. When they are gone, the covering is gone. And what remains is the consequence of rejection. This is the moment when everything shifts. When grace is no longer an option. When people who thought they had more time realize they don't. The reckoning is here, and the world will feel the difference. Your time here was never meant to be indefinite. You were sent, you fulfilled your mission. And now the departure is not a loss. It is a fulfillment of divine timing. For those who recognized you, they will be strengthened. For those who dismissed you, they will learn through absence what they failed to grasp in presence. You were a voice, a shield, a warning. And now, it is time to go. Walk forward with confidence, knowing you have done your part. And for those left behind, the truth will be undeniable. The chosen were here, and the world will never be the same again. They looked at you standing alone and thought they had the upper hand. Their numbers gave them false confidence. But here's what they didn't understand. When faced with someone like you, driven by purpose, armed with unshakable faith, and guided by a divine force, their numbers are meaningless. You are not just one person. You are a force. You are a storm. And that terrifies them. It isn't what you do that sends chills down their spines. It's who you are. A single, unwavering presence, unbent by fear, unshaken by opposition, and unstoppable in your mission. You are a living reminder of their fragility. A lone figure standing tall while they huddle together, whispering, scheming, and clinging to the illusion of strength found in numbers. If this message resonates with you, If it fuels your spirit and reminds you of your own unstoppable potential, take a moment to join this journey. Subscribe to the channel for more stories that inspire, uplift, and remind us of the power of faith and purpose. Together, we'll uncover the truth of who we are meant to be and stand tall in our calling. Hit that subscribe button now and step into your destiny, because the world needs more forces like you. Their so-called power is a fragile illusion, built on numbers, alliances, and the shallow comfort of groupthink. Witches, warlocks, gossipers, and cliques of envy. They thrive in the shadows, weaving false narratives and whispering lies, mistaking collective agreement for true strength. They huddle together, drawing false courage from their alliances, believing their numbers make them invincible. But their strength is as delicate as glass, shattering under the weight of one individual who stands tall, unwavering, and moves with divine purpose. What terrifies them most isn't your actions, it's your independence. They fear the way you stand alone, undeterred by their schemes and untouchable by their manipulations. Your strength doesn't come from their approval, their alliances, or their validation. While they depend on the noise of their groups to mask their fragility, you walk in silence, resolute, focused, and unstoppable. In you, they see everything they lack. Your clarity, your fearlessness, your unshakable resolve. It all serves as a mirror to their insecurities. While they cling to each other, you stand apart, exposing the truth they work so hard to hide. Their power is nothing more than a mirage, their unity a fragile crutch propping up their fear of standing alone. You don't just walk with independence, you embody it. You prove that true strength doesn't need numbers to thrive. It is rooted in purpose, fortified by faith, and unstoppable when guided by something greater. And that is why they fear you. You are the force that shatters their illusions and reminds them of the truth they dare not face. Your solitude is not a weakness, it is your greatest strength. It is a deliberate, strategic position, one that allows you to stand unburdened by distractions or the weight of false alliances. In stripping away the unnecessary, you have uncovered the core of your mission, the pure and unshakable essence of your purpose. Every step you take is deliberate, every decision rooted in clarity and focus. You are not scattered or uncertain like those who huddle in groups for validation. Instead, you move with the precision of someone guided by a higher calling. While they scramble to gather allies, trying desperately to reinforce their fragile sense of control, you stride forward with a quiet confidence that speaks louder than all their noise. Their strength is superficial, built on numbers and held together by fear. But your solitude has refined you. It has sharpened your focus, strengthened your resolve, and set you apart as a beacon of clarity and self-assuredness. They see your independence as a threat because it shines a glaring light on their dependency. They rely on their numbers, clinging to one another like shipwrecked sailors clutching at driftwood, while you stand firm, like a lighthouse cutting through the chaos of their storm. Your calm, unshaken presence exposes their fragility. This is why they fear you. Your solitude isn't isolation, it's liberation. Free from their noise and schemes, you are able to see clearly and act decisively. Your independence is a testament to your strength, a force that cuts through their illusions like a blade, leaving nothing but truth in its wake. You don't just walk alone, you thrive alone, proving that true power lies not in numbers, but in purpose. History is filled with extraordinary individuals who, like you, stood alone and dismantled the false empires of their time. These are the ones who faced overwhelming odds, yet their unshakable faith, clarity of purpose, and divine alignment made them unstoppable. Elijah is one such figure. Alone on Mount Carmel, he stood against hundreds of false prophets who claimed power and truth through their numbers. Elijah didn't waver. He didn't need a crowd or the validation of others to confirm his mission. His unwavering trust in God was all he needed to call down fire from heaven, exposing the lies of an entire nation and demonstrating the undeniable power of truth. Buddha's story, too, is one of transformative solitude. Beneath the Bodhi tree, Surrounded by temptations, distractions, and challenges, he found clarity not in the noise of the world, but in the silence of stillness. It was there, in solitude, that he attained enlightenment, a wisdom so profound it would ripple through humanity for millennia, reshaping entire civilizations. His choice to embrace solitude was not an escape. It was an act of deep purpose, allowing him to see beyond the illusions of the world. Saint Francis of Assisi turned away from the wealth and clamor of society to embrace simplicity and quiet devotion. In solitude, he discovered spiritual truths that redefined faith and inspired countless others to seek a deeper, more authentic connection with God. His resolve, born out of silence and humility, stood as a challenge to the materialism and noise of his time. Like these individuals, your independence is not isolation, it is strength. It is a declaration that you do not rely on the shifting sands of collective validation to find purpose. Instead, you draw power from a deeper source. Your unwavering resolve is a mirror, revealing the fragility of the systems and illusions that others depend on. You, like them, are proof that one aligned soul can challenge and dismantle even the mightiest of falsehoods. You embody a courage that most people can only dream of. It is the rare kind of bravery that pushes beyond fear and comfort, the same courage Christopher Columbus alluded to when he said, "You can never cross the ocean unless you have the courage to lose sight of the shore." While others cling to the safety of familiarity, terrified to step into the unknown, you stride forward, guided not by what you see, but by a faith that burns brighter than any uncertainty. Your purpose is your compass, and your resolve is unshakable. This independence terrifies them because it forces them to confront their deepest inadequacies. In you, they see everything they lack: clarity, strength, and the audacity to walk alone without needing validation or reassurance. While they depend on the crutch of numbers and alliances, you walk with unwavering confidence, showing that true power doesn't come from the approval of others but from a higher calling. Their power is built on illusions, on fear, manipulation, and the fragile belief that they can control those around them. But you've torn through those illusions, dismantling their schemes and exposing their vulnerabilities. Your clarity cuts through their chaos like a sword, leaving them powerless in the face of your truth. You don't just stand apart, you shine. Your courage is disruptive because it reveals that strength doesn't come from the noise of the crowd but from the stillness of purpose. They fear you because you are a reminder of what they could be if they had the bravery to step away from their illusions. But they don't. And so they tremble, powerless against the light you carry. You are not just moving forward. You are a radiant force of light cutting through the thickest darkness. They thrive in shadows, weaving schemes, sowing confusion, and planting seeds of doubt in those they seek to control. But your presence disrupts their plans like a blazing beacon in the night, exposing their hidden agendas and rendering their efforts powerless. Your calm, steady confidence doesn't just silence their whispers, it obliterates them. Their lies crumble under the sheer weight of your unwavering resolve, leaving them nowhere to hide. Your resilience is more than just a shield, it is a mirror. It forces them to confront their deepest fears and insecurities, reflecting back the truth of their own fragility. While they try to control through fear, manipulation, and deceit, you remain steadfast, unshaken by their attempts. Each time they try to rattle you, your strength only serves to reveal the emptiness of their tactics. You don't just endure their chaos, you operate above it, with precision and clarity they cannot match. They spread fear in the hopes of paralyzing others, but you radiate fearlessness. Your confidence is disarming, a quiet yet undeniable force that leaves them scrambling for answers. While they hide behind deception, you stand firm in truth. Your ability to move with purpose, unencumbered by doubt or fear, reveals the futility of their schemes. You are a force they cannot comprehend, a light they cannot extinguish. And with every step you take, their shadows retreat, unable to stand in the face of the fearless clarity you embody. Adversity has always been their weapon, their way of breaking others down and seizing control. But for you, it has become a proving ground, a place where your strength has been refined and your resolve fortified. Every challenge they've hurled at you, every attempt to break your spirit, has only served to make you stronger. Like gold refined in the intense heat of a furnace, your trials have purified you, stripping away doubt and fear and leaving behind an unshakable faith and clarity of purpose. They thought their schemes, lies, and manipulations would extinguish your light, but all they've done is make it burn brighter. Each obstacle they placed in your path has become a stepping stone, lifting you higher, closer to the fulfillment of your mission. What they meant for harm, God has turned into good, transforming their weapons into tools for your growth. Every victory you claim is more than just a personal milestone. It's a testament to the divine power guiding you. Unlike their fleeting triumphs, built on deceit, compromise, and manipulation, your success is clean, untarnished, and undeniable. Your triumphs shine as proof of a life lived in alignment with God's will, a reflection of what happens when faith is your foundation and purpose is your compass. Their efforts to destroy you have only strengthened the very things they sought to weaken. Your resilience has become an unmovable force, and your faith has become a radiant light that exposes their shadows. You are living proof that adversity does not define you, it refines you, preparing you for greater victories and aligning you ever closer with the purpose you are meant to fulfill. You are not merely weathering the storm. You are the storm. Your very presence disrupts their carefully laid plans, sending shockwaves through their strategies and scattering their efforts like leaves in a fierce wind. They have spent so much time constructing fragile webs of influence and control, only to watch them unravel in the face of your unwavering strength. Every step you take, every move you make, is a declaration that their power was never real. It was always an illusion, built on fear and manipulation. You expose this truth with every act of courage and clarity. What truly terrifies them is not the idea of losing control over you. It's the realization that they never had it in the first place. They relied on intimidation, deceit, and the hope that you would falter, but your fearlessness has dismantled their strategies before they even had a chance to take root. They depend on uncertainty and doubt, planting seeds of hesitation in others to maintain their grip on power. But you deny them that foothold. You move with confidence and faith, leaving no room for their schemes to gain traction. Your strength is something they cannot replicate, a clarity they cannot disrupt, and a faith they cannot silence. They scramble to regain a sense of control, but their efforts are futile in the face of your steady resolve. You are a force they never anticipated, a storm they cannot predict, and a power they cannot contain. Their illusions crumble, their fears are laid bare, and their hold on others disintegrates as they come to terms with the undeniable truth. You are unstoppable. You are far more than just one person standing against opposition. You are a force of nature, an uncontainable power that cannot be subdued or silenced. Your authority is not rooted in numbers, alliances, or worldly validation. It flows from a divine source that they cannot comprehend, let alone manipulate. While they scramble for agreement and cling to the shifting sands of collective opinion, you remain unshaken. You stand firm, like a mountain rising above the storm, immovable and steadfast, no matter how fiercely the winds of opposition rage against you. Your independence is not isolation, it is liberation. It is the freedom to move with clarity and precision, unburdened by the distractions, doubts, and schemes that weigh others down. You are not confined by the expectations of others or the need for their approval. Instead, you are guided by a higher calling, one that infuses your every step with purpose and power. Every victory you achieve is more than just a personal triumph. It is a testament to the strength that comes from walking in alignment with something greater than yourself. It is a declaration of what is possible when faith, focus, and divine guidance come together. While they stumble in confusion, weighed down by the chaos they create, You move forward with calm confidence, a living embodiment of clarity and purpose. Your presence is a challenge to their very foundation. It reveals the fragility of the systems they depend on and the emptiness of their collective strength. They see in you the undeniable truth. True power does not come from numbers or manipulation, but from an unwavering connection to something eternal. And that truth is your greatest victory. They cling desperately to their numbers, gathering in groups and alliances, hoping that the illusion of collective strength will hide the truth. They believe their numbers make them powerful, that the weight of their combined voices can drown out what they fear most, the undeniable light of truth. But their power is a facade, a fragile construct held together by fear, manipulation, and deception. They depend on intimidation, spreading lies and creating chaos. But their schemes crumble when confronted by someone like you, someone who walks in unwavering truth. You have exposed them for what they are, weak, hollow, and dependent on the approval of others to feel powerful. Their strength has no foundation because it is rooted in shadows, designed to exploit insecurity. But you are a disruptor, a breaker of chains. You shine a light so bright that their darkness has nowhere to hide. Their whispers fade into irrelevance. Their lies dissolve under the weight of your truth, and their schemes fail in the face of your clarity. Your strength doesn't come from external validation or the fleeting approval of others. It is born of an unshakable inner resolve, fortified by purpose and guided by divine alignment. You are proof that true power is not loud or boastful. It is quiet, steady, and unmovable. Your presence alone challenges the systems they've built, forcing them to confront their dependency on illusions. You are living testimony to the truth they fear to face, that their numbers, their schemes, and their control are powerless against someone who stands firm in their calling. You don't just survive their opposition, you dismantle it one step at a time, with the unyielding strength of someone who moves in truth. They cannot control what they cannot understand, and you are beyond their comprehension. Your strength doesn't fit into their framework, and that terrifies them. It is not something they can manipulate, diminish, or replicate because it flows from a higher power, one they cannot reach, influence, or even grasp. This divine connection is the foundation of your resolve, the source of your clarity, and the reason you cannot be shaken. That is why they fear you. That is why they will never win. You move with quiet assurance, your actions speaking louder than their noise or schemes ever could. While they clamor for attention and gather in groups to bolster their fragile sense of power, you move in silence, confident in your purpose. Every step you take is deliberate, guided by faith, and unyielding in its precision. You stride forward with the calm assurance of someone who knows their path is divinely aligned, and that knowledge makes you unstoppable. While they rely on collective noise to drown out their fears, you stand apart, a solitary force that commands attention without saying a word. Your strength is not found in numbers or alliances, but in the quiet, unshakable certainty of who you are and who has sent you. Their schemes falter, and their confidence crumbles when confronted with your unwavering presence. You are a reminder of what they lack: the ability to stand alone, the clarity of divine guidance, and the power of a purpose greater than themselves. They cannot control or predict you, and that is why you are unstoppable. You don't just move forward, you move with purpose, leaving their illusions shattered in your wake. You don't just expose their illusions, you shatter them completely. Every victory you claim, every step you take forward, is a bold declaration that their power was never real. It was always a fragile mirage, built on fear and manipulation. Their threats dissolve like smoke when confronted with your unwavering resolve. You are not just surviving their opposition, you are thriving in the midst of it. You are the storm they cannot predict, the force they cannot contain, and the truth they cannot silence. This is why they fear you, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. You are living proof that true strength flows not from numbers or schemes, but from faith, clarity, and divine purpose. Each step you take sends a ripple through their illusions, proving that their power pales in comparison to the eternal, unshakable force that guides you. Your presence isn't just a challenge to their plans, it is a revelation of a higher truth they cannot suppress. If this message resonates with you and has reminded you of the power of walking in faith and purpose, we invite you to join us on this journey. Your support means so much, and together, we can continue to shine light into the darkest corners. Subscribe to the channel to explore more uplifting stories, empowering messages, and reflections that inspire strength and clarity in every step you take. Thank you for being part of this community, and remember, your journey is divinely guided and your power is greater than you realize. Imagine this. You walk into a room, and without saying a word, the air changes. Eyes turn toward you, some filled with curiosity, others with discomfort. You're not trying to draw attention, yet your presence is undeniable. It's as if the very core of your being ripples through the atmosphere, unsettling and awakening those around you. What is this phenomenon? This is the unseen power of your spiritual energy, a force so aligned and potent that it stirs the hidden truths within others. If this resonates with you, you're not alone. You may be one of the chosen ones. Let's be clear. Being chosen doesn't mean you're better than anyone else. It means you carry a unique energy, a higher vibration, and a purpose that may not yet be understood by those around you. Your energy isn't a burden, it's a gift, a call to embrace your light fully. In this journey, we'll uncover why your spiritual energy might unsettle others, and most importantly, how you can embrace it unapologetically to fulfill your purpose. If this message resonates with your spirit, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Together, we'll explore the depths of spiritual awakening and the power of living authentically. Your light matters. Shine it brightly. The awakening. Why your energy impacts others. Being a chosen one isn't about perfection, it's about alignment. Your energy doesn't conform to societal norms or stay confined within the expectations of others. Instead, it acts as a mirror, reflecting the truth that people often avoid in themselves. This can make your presence feel overwhelming, not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're doing everything right. Your energy disrupts the illusions of comfort others have built around their fears, insecurities, and unhealed wounds. Have you ever noticed how some people avoid eye contact with you, or how their mood shifts when you're near? These reactions aren't personal. On a subconscious level, they're feeling exposed in your presence. Your energy is like a spotlight on their shadows, a catalyst for self-awareness and growth. Number 1. The unexplainable presence. The first sign that your spiritual energy unsettles people is the sheer, undeniable power of your presence. This isn't about your physical appearance, your clothing, or even your words. It's an unseen force, a quiet yet potent vibration that emanates from within, carried in the way you stand, the way you move, and the way your eyes seem to see straight through to the core of others. When you enter a space, people feel your energy before you've spoken a single word. There's something in your gaze, something in the calm confidence you exude that challenges everything false around you. Your authenticity becomes a mirror, reflecting back truths that others may have spent years avoiding. It's not intentional on your part. It's simply the natural consequence of your alignment with your higher self. For many, this depth is deeply unsettling. Most people construct lives filled with masks and carefully curated personas, shields to protect themselves from the vulnerability of being fully seen. When your presence enters the room, raw and unapologetic, those masks begin to feel fragile. This can create discomfort or even defensiveness in others. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because they're confronted with parts of themselves they're not ready to face. But let me reassure you, their discomfort is not your responsibility. It's not something to apologize for or fix. It's simply the ripple effect of your light shining brightly. When you live authentically and in alignment with your higher purpose, You naturally challenge the illusions others cling to, and that's a gift, not a fault. So stand tall, hold your light, and know this: your energy doesn't just unsettle, it transforms. Number 2. Magnetic or polarizing. The dual effect of your energy. Another hallmark of powerful spiritual energy is its polarizing effect on others. People are either irresistibly drawn to you or profoundly repelled by you. There's rarely a middle ground. Those who are ready to heal, grow, and awaken to their own potential often find your presence magnetic. They may not fully understand why, but something in your energy resonates deeply with them. It's as if your very being whispers to their soul, reminding them of the greatness and possibilities lying dormant within. Your light acts as a beacon, subtly encouraging them to rise, to heal, and to align with their higher selves. However, not everyone is ready for this kind of awakening. For those clinging tightly to their comfort zones, your energy feels like a threat. It disrupts the foundations of the carefully constructed reality they've built around themselves. To them, your presence isn't just unfamiliar, it's unsettling. You represent change, and change often brings discomfort, fear, and resistance. Have you ever encountered someone who seemed to dislike you instantly, without cause? Or perhaps someone who appeared irritated just by your mere existence? This isn't about who you are, it's about what your energy triggers in them. It stirs up what they're not ready to confront, be it unhealed wounds, hidden insecurities, or fears of stepping outside their comfort zone. It's important to understand that their reaction is not a reflection of your worth, but a sign of their inner conflict. Your energy challenges them to grow, and not everyone is prepared for that journey. So whether people are drawn to you or resistant to your presence, remember this: your spiritual energy is a catalyst for transformation, and transformation always begins with disruption. Stay true to yourself, knowing you are exactly as you're meant to be. Number 3. Misunderstood and misjudged. Being a chosen one often comes with the heavy burden of being misunderstood. People may label you as too intense, too sensitive, or even too intimidating. But these words rarely have anything to do with who you truly are. Instead, they are reflections of their own discomfort, projections of their inability to fully grasp or accept the energy you carry. When someone says you're too much, what they're really saying is, your energy is more than I can handle right now. It's not about you, it's about them. Your authenticity, depth, and alignment can be overwhelming to those who are not ready to confront their own truths. This kind of misunderstanding can feel isolating. You may find yourself walking a path that few seem to relate to, leaving you with moments of doubt or loneliness. But here's the truth: being ahead of your time means forging a new trail, one that others might not yet be prepared to follow. Your role isn't to fit into the mold society has created, it's to reshape it. Leadership, especially spiritual leadership, isn't about seeking approval or popularity. It's about standing firmly in your truth, even when that truth makes others uncomfortable. It's about holding the light when others are still learning to see it, and inspiring growth in ways that may not always be immediately recognized or appreciated. So if you feel out of place or misunderstood, know that this is part of your calling. You are here not to blend in, but to lead. Your courage in embracing your authentic self paves the way for others to do the same, even if they don't understand it yet. Keep standing in your truth. It's exactly what the world needs. Number 4. The mirror effect. Why your energy exposes others. Your energy is more than a presence. It's a force that reaches deep into the unseen layers of those around you. It doesn't just skim the surface, it acts as a mirror, reflecting back the hidden parts of others they may not even realize they're carrying. Their fears, insecurities, and unhealed wounds often rise to the surface in your presence, not because of anything you say or do, but because of the light you naturally emanate. When you're aligned with your higher self, your energy becomes pure and potent. This elevated vibration naturally shines a light on areas where others are out of alignment. It reveals truths they may have spent years burying, bringing to light the parts of themselves they've avoided confronting. For those who are ready to face these truths, your energy is a profound gift. It offers them a chance to grow, to heal, and to begin the journey of transformation. They may not be able to articulate it, but your presence stirs something within them, a quiet whisper urging them toward change. However, not everyone is ready for this reflection. For some, it feels less like an opportunity and more like a confrontation. Your energy, by its very nature, challenges their comfort zones and exposes the illusions they've built around themselves. This can be unsettling, even triggering, because it forces them to acknowledge the parts of themselves they'd rather keep hidden. It's essential to understand that this isn't something you're intentionally doing. Your energy simply exists as it is, aligned, authentic, and unapologetic. For those who feel exposed or uncomfortable, it's their journey to decide whether to face what they see or turn away. Your role is not to dim your light for their comfort, but to continue shining, trusting that your presence is making an impact, even if it's not immediately understood. Number 5. Intuition as your superpower. One of the most extraordinary aspects of your spiritual energy is the depth of your intuition. It's not just an ability to listen to words, it's an ability to feel the energy behind them. You can sense when something is unspoken, when someone's actions don't align with their intentions, or when their words mask deeper truths. It's as though you have a direct line to the undercurrents of emotion and thought that others may not even realize they're projecting. This heightened awareness can sometimes feel like a superpower. You may notice dishonesty before it's spoken, detect hidden motives without evidence, and see through facades with astonishing clarity. People who are used to keeping their true selves hidden can find this deeply unsettling. They may react with surprise, confusion, or even defensiveness, saying things like, "How did you know that?" Or, "It's like you're reading my mind." While this intuitive gift is undoubtedly powerful, it comes with responsibility. The more you trust it, the sharper and more refined it becomes. But this trust also requires discernment. It's not about using your intuition to judge, control, or manipulate others. Instead, it's about using it as a tool for compassion and guidance. Your intuition allows you to navigate the world with wisdom and clarity. It helps you connect with people on a deeper level, offering insight and support in ways they might not even realize they need. However, it's important to remember that not everyone will be comfortable with your ability to perceive what they're not ready to acknowledge. Honor your intuition as a sacred gift. Use it not to expose or challenge others unnecessarily, but to inspire, guide, and uplift. When aligned with love and authenticity, your intuitive energy becomes a powerful force for good in the world. Number 6. Breaking free from societal norms. As someone with powerful spiritual energy, you naturally defy societal expectations. You're not one to blindly follow the rules or accept things as they are just because that's how it's always been. Instead, you question everything, the systems, the norms, the unspoken assumptions, and in doing so, you challenge the status quo. Your ability to see through the illusions of the material world sets you apart. While many find comfort in conformity and predictability, you see beyond it. You recognize where systems are flawed, where truths are hidden, and where change is needed. This makes you a disruptor, not in the sense of chaos, but as a force for transformation in a world often resistant to it. Have you ever been met with comments like, "Why can't you just go along with it?" Or, "Why do you have to make everything so complicated?" These aren't critiques of you, but reflections of the discomfort your truth creates in others. Most people find security in the familiar, even when it no longer serves them. When your energy calls these illusions into question, it can feel threatening to those who aren't ready to step out of their comfort zones. But here's the truth. You're not here to fit neatly into the boxes society has built. You're not here to conform or shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You're here to expand, to challenge, to grow, and to lead by example. Your willingness to ask hard questions, to live authentically, and to push against outdated norms is exactly what the world needs. It's not always an easy path, but it's a necessary one. By standing firm in your truth, you inspire others to do the same, planting seeds of change that ripple far beyond what you can see. Number 7. Embracing your light, unapologetically. For too long, you may have felt the weight of others' expectations pressing down on you, urging you to dim your light. Maybe you've softened your presence to avoid making waves, hidden your truth to keep the peace, or silenced your voice to avoid standing out. You may have convinced yourself that blending in was the safest choice, that holding back would spare others discomfort, or even spare yourself the pain of rejection. But the truth is, the world doesn't need a watered-down version of you. It doesn't need you to dilute your brilliance, your authenticity, or your purpose. What the world desperately needs is your full, radiant, unapologetic self, the version of you that stands boldly in the light of who you truly are. Every time you shrink yourself to fit into someone else's mold, you're betraying the very purpose for which you were chosen. You're denying the world the unique gifts only you can bring. But every time you step into your light, every time you speak your truth, share your wisdom, or embrace your authenticity, you give others permission to do the same. You show them what's possible. Your light is not just for you, it's a beacon for others. It inspires them to step out of their own shadows, to reclaim their truth, and to rise into their potential. By shining brightly, you create ripples of courage and transformation in the hearts of those around you. So stop hiding. Stop apologizing. Stop betraying the fullness of who you are to make others comfortable. The world needs your light, unfiltered, untamed, and unapologetic. When you embrace your brilliance, you not only honor yourself, but you also help awaken a brighter, bolder world. Practical steps to embrace your power. Take a moment to reflect deeply. What drives you? What ignites your soul and fills you with passion? Your purpose is not just a lofty idea. It's the foundation of your existence. It's the force that gives meaning to your actions and direction to your energy. When the reactions of others feel overwhelming, when they judge, misunderstand, or resist you, ground yourself in your purpose. Let it be your anchor, reminding you of why you are here. By focusing on the impact you want to have on the world, you'll find the strength to navigate challenges and stay true to your path. Your purpose isn't just about what you do, it's about who you are. Your intuition is one of your most powerful tools, a built-in compass that guides you toward alignment and truth. Yet so many of us are taught to doubt our inner knowing, to rely solely on external validation. It's time to stop second-guessing yourself. Your intuition speaks to you in quiet nudges, gut feelings, and moments of clarity. Trust it. It knows the way, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. The more you lean into your intuition, the sharper and more reliable it becomes. Trusting yourself isn't just an act of self-belief. It's an act of honoring the wisdom within you. Your energy is sacred, and not everyone deserves access to it. Protect it fiercely by setting boundaries with people, situations, and commitments that drain you. Saying no isn't selfish, it's necessary. When you preserve your energy, you allow yourself to operate from a place of balance and wholeness. This is when your light shines brightest. Boundaries are not walls. They're guidelines that ensure your well-being while still allowing meaningful connections. Remember, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Surround yourself with people who see your light and celebrate your growth. These are the ones who will lift you up, challenge you to rise higher, and hold space for you during difficult times. At the same time, don't be afraid to let go of relationships that no longer align with who you're becoming. Growth often requires shedding the old to make room for the new. A supportive community doesn't just amplify your energy, it reminds you that you're not alone on this journey. Your words have power. When you speak your truth, you not only free yourself but also inspire others to do the same. Even when it feels uncomfortable, trust that your message will reach those who need it. Your voice carries weight because it comes from a place of authenticity and alignment. Whether you're sharing wisdom, offering encouragement, or simply standing up for what you believe in, your voice is a tool for transformation. Don't underestimate its impact. When you anchor yourself in purpose, trust your intuition, protect your energy, surround yourself with support, and use your voice fearlessly, you step into your power. You align with your higher self, radiating the light and truth that only you can bring into the world. The ripple effect of your awakening. Your spiritual energy extends far beyond the immediate interactions you have with people. It creates ripples, subtle but powerful waves, that reach into the fabric of the collective consciousness. Every choice you make to embrace self-love, to live authentically, and to stand in your light rather than succumb to fear, becomes a beacon of possibility for others. It's easy to underestimate the power of these small, everyday acts. But think for a moment about the people who have impacted your life. Maybe it was their courage in the face of adversity, their unwavering authenticity, or the way they simply radiated presence. These individuals may never know the profound influence they had on you, yet their light inspired you to grow, to heal, and to step more fully into who you are. Now realize this: you are that person for someone else. Every time you choose to honor your truth, even in the face of resistance, you are planting seeds of transformation in the hearts of those around you. Your energy silently inspires others to break free from their own limitations, to explore their potential, and to rise into alignment with their higher selves. You may never witness the full impact of your energy. It's often subtle, unfolding in ways you cannot see. But trust that it's there, shaping lives and awakening possibilities in ways that extend far beyond what you imagine. So, when you feel discouraged or question whether your light makes a difference, remember this: your energy is a catalyst. You are creating ripples of love, courage, and transformation that are touching lives in ways you may never know. By simply being your true self, you are contributing to a brighter, more awakened world. So let me ask you, what would your life look like if you stopped holding back? If you fully owned your light, your power, and your truth without hesitation? Imagine stepping into every moment with confidence, unapologetically embracing the brilliance that makes you you. The world isn't waiting for a shadow of you or a diluted version of your essence. It's waiting for the real, vibrant, radiant soul that you are. You weren't meant to play small. You weren't designed to blend in or fit into someone else's mold. You were created to disrupt, to awaken, and to inspire. Yes, your energy might unsettle people. Yes, it might challenge their comfort zones. But it's also the very thing that can heal them, open their hearts, and ignite their own transformation. Your light has a purpose, and it's time to let it shine. Now is the moment to step into your power, to embrace your purpose, and to live as brightly as you were always meant to. Don't keep your gifts hidden any longer. The world needs your light. Thank you for joining me on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment. If this message resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Together, we'll continue to explore what it means to live authentically, embrace your spiritual energy, and create ripples of transformation in the world. Remember, your light matters. Shine it boldly and unapologetically. If you're watching this right now, it's no accident. God has led you here for a reason. Deep in your heart, you may feel that something in your life is off balance, that despite your prayers, hopes, and waiting, the breakthrough hasn't come. But today, God is speaking directly to you. He sees what you're going through. He knows your struggles, your silent battles, and the burdens you've carried for far too long. This is more than just about your actions. It's about your mindset, your energy, and the choices you make each day. Something you're holding on to is blocking the blessings God has prepared for you. Are you ready to listen? Before we dive deeper, pause for a moment. Let this message settle in your spirit. If you feel led, take a second to like this video, subscribe, and comment 99 below. This isn't for me. It's a powerful step in declaring that you're ready to receive the transformation God has for you. If you're truly a chosen one, your spirit knows this message is for you. Stay with me until the end, and I promise, your life will never be the same. Let's dive into what God is saying to you today. Do you feel it? That quiet, persistent whisper deep in your soul? That's not your imagination, it's your divine calling. It's been nudging you, sometimes softly, other times urgently, pushing you towards something greater. But here's the truth. Many of us ignore this calling. We become lost in the noise of everyday life, distracted by temporary pleasures, comfort zones, and the expectations of others. But make no mistake, God has placed a specific purpose in your heart, a mission that only you can fulfill. Every time you turn away from this calling, you rob yourself of the life of fulfillment, joy, and peace that God designed for you. Worse yet, you withhold the unique light within you that is meant to shine brightly in the world. It's time to stop running. Every moment you delay is a moment lost, a missed opportunity to align with your higher self and walk the path God has laid out for you. The universe is ready for you to awaken, but first, you must stop resisting the flow God has already set in motion. God knows you're ready. He's been shaping you, refining you, preparing you for this very moment. The choice is now yours. Will you continue turning away, or will you step boldly into your destiny? God sees the immense power within you. The energy you hold isn't just for survival. It's a divine force capable of building or destroying, depending on how you choose to channel it. Yet far too often, this divine energy is wasted. We pour it into fleeting pleasures, mindless distractions, and temptations that seem satisfying for a moment, but leave us spiritually drained and empty. We chase after temporary comforts, thinking they will ease the deeper longing in our souls. But these are illusions, empty promises that divert us from our true purpose. But listen closely to what God is speaking over your life today. This energy is not meant to be squandered. It's meant to fuel your spiritual growth, to power your divine mission, and to strengthen your bond with God. Redirecting your energy isn't about suppressing your desires or denying yourself joy. It's about mastering this sacred force, understanding its true purpose, and using it to build a life that honors God and aligns with His will. Every moment you spend practicing self-discipline, every prayer you lift up, every act of service you offer to others, it all matters. These are not small sacrifices. They are powerful investments in your divine future. God sees every effort you make, even the ones no one else notices. He honors your commitment, your struggles, and your dedication to walk the sacred path He designed for you. When you choose to redirect your energy, something extraordinary happens. You break free from living at the mercy of your impulses. You begin to live with intentionality, clarity, and divine focus. The distractions that once controlled you lose their grip, and you step into a place of strength and purpose. Understand this. God's plan for your life is far greater than any temptation or distraction you face. His purpose for you is deeper, richer, and more fulfilling than anything this world can offer. Trust in His process. Trust in His perfect timing. And as you surrender to His will and master the energy within you, watch how your life begins to transform in ways you could never have imagined. Chosen one. Your sexual energy is one of the most sacred and powerful gifts God has entrusted to you. It is not a burden or something to be ashamed of. It is a divine force designed to fuel creation, inspire greatness, and ignite your spiritual awakening. This energy is deeply connected to your very essence, woven into the fabric of who you are. God placed it within you as a bridge between the physical and the spiritual, the seen and the unseen. It is meant to empower you, to drive you toward fulfilling your divine purpose. But in a world consumed by instant gratification and fleeting pleasures, this sacred energy is often misunderstood and misused. Too often it is drained by meaningless pursuits, unhealthy relationships, and temporary desires that leave the soul feeling empty and disconnected. When misdirected, this powerful energy scatters your focus, clouds your mind, and weakens your spirit. It distracts you from the higher calling God has placed on your life, pulling you further away from your true path. Yet, when honored and redirected, this same energy can unlock unimaginable potential within you. It becomes a wellspring of creativity, fueling ideas, dreams, and actions that align with your divine mission. It deepens your spiritual connection with God, sharpening your clarity and strengthening your purpose. This is not about suppressing or denying your natural desires. It's about mastering them, guiding them with wisdom and intention towards something far greater than momentary satisfaction. God is calling you to rise above the noise of the world and protect this sacred force within you. He is inviting you to channel your energy into spiritual growth, divine creativity, and meaningful action. Every moment of self-discipline, every choice to honor this gift, brings you closer to the life God has destined for you. Do not squander this divine energy on things that do not serve your soul. Embrace it, honor it, transform it. Allow it to become the fuel that drives you toward your higher calling. When you align this energy with God's purpose for your life, you will experience a transformation so profound that your spirit will awaken to new levels of peace, clarity, and divine power. In a world that glorifies instant gratification and confuses self-indulgence with freedom, the path of celibacy is often misunderstood and dismissed. Society portrays it as a denial of pleasure, a restriction on personal freedom, or an outdated practice with no relevance in modern life. But for the chosen ones, those called to a higher purpose, celibacy is far from a limitation. It is a sacred strategy for spiritual elevation, empowerment, and divine alignment. Choosing celibacy is not about rejecting your humanity or suppressing your God-given desires. It is about mastering them. It is a conscious and courageous decision to redirect your most powerful energy, the creative, life-giving force within you, toward fulfilling your divine mission. This is a path of intentional living, where every action, every thought, and every moment is aligned with spiritual growth and deeper communion with God. By choosing celibacy, you are creating space for God to move mightily in your life. You are making room for clarity, wisdom, creativity, and divine guidance. The distractions that once clouded your mind begin to fade, and in their place, God plants visions, purpose, and unshakable peace. This practice refines your spirit, sharpens your focus, and strengthens your soul in ways that indulgence never could. God deeply honors those who walk this sacred path. Every act of self-control, every moment of resisting temptation, is not a loss, it is a victory. It is a bold declaration that you are ready to rise to the next level of your calling. Mastery over your desires doesn't weaken you, it empowers you. It becomes the foundation for divine creativity, unbreakable faith, and a profound sense of peace that the world cannot offer. Understand this. Discipline is not punishment, it is divine preparation. God is shaping you into the person who can handle the weight of the blessings and the mission He has prepared for you. When you choose celibacy, you are not sacrificing joy. You are gaining spiritual strength, clarity, and alignment with your true purpose. You are stepping into a life of deeper fulfillment, divine power, and unshakable peace. This is your moment to embrace discipline, to rise above worldly distractions, and to walk boldly on the sacred path God has prepared for you. You are not losing anything. You are gaining everything. Too often we find ourselves caught in the endless pursuit of approval from others. We chase recognition, praise, and validation, hoping it will fill the emptiness within us. We measure our worth by the opinions of friends, family, social media, and even strangers, thinking their approval will finally make us feel whole. But this search is exhausting and unfulfilling because no human approval can satisfy the deep longing in our souls. The truth is, God's approval is the only validation you will ever need. When you rely on external validation, you unknowingly hand over your power. You allow others to define your worth, your identity, and even your purpose. Their opinions become a mirror in which you try to find yourself, but that mirror is often cracked and distorted. You begin to shrink, to conform, to hide parts of yourself just to be accepted. But chosen one, hear this. God has already called you worthy. His love for you is not based on your performance, your popularity, or your achievements. His approval is unconditional, unwavering, and eternal. God knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. He crafted you with intention and designed you for a divine purpose that no one else can fulfill. You don't need to earn His love. You don't need to prove your worth. In God's eyes, you are already enough. Every gift, every talent, and even every flaw has been woven together to serve His greater plan for your life. It's time to stop seeking validation from the world and start living in alignment with God's purpose for you. Stop letting the opinions of others dictate your path. Stop shrinking to fit into spaces God never intended for you. You don't need anyone else's approval to step into your greatness. You are already chosen, already equipped, and already loved. Walk boldly in the truth of who God created you to be. Let His voice be louder than the noise of the world. The moment you stop chasing validation and start embracing God's purpose, you will experience a freedom and peace that no human approval could ever offer. Here's a powerful spiritual truth that many overlook. God has gifted you with the divine ability to transmute energy. This means you have the power to take any form of energy, whether it's sexual desire, anger, fear, frustration, anxiety, or even deep pain, and transform it into a force for good. This isn't just a lofty idea. It is a spiritual reality and one of the greatest tools God has placed within you. This ability is your spiritual superpower, designed to lift you beyond your struggles and align you with your divine purpose. Imagine this. What if the very struggles that once held you back could become the very fuel that propels you forward? What if your pain could be turned into purpose, your fear into unwavering faith, and your distractions into laser-sharp divine focus? That is the power of energy transmutation. Every negative emotion, every setback, and every temptation can be redirected and transformed into something powerful, creative, and life-changing. Transmutation is not about denying your feelings or suppressing your struggles. It's about rising above lower energies and consciously channeling them into creativity, service, love, and spiritual growth. It's about taking the raw, untamed energy within you and refining it into a divine force that brings glory to God and fulfillment to your soul. God has already equipped you with everything you need to master this divine skill. He has placed within you the strength, resilience, and wisdom to take what was meant to harm you and turn it into momentum toward your higher calling. This is how you break free from the cycles of stagnation, temptation, and fear. This is how you rise above the limitations of the flesh and walk fully in the Spirit. Chosen one. When you learn to transmute energy, you unlock a level of spiritual power that makes you unstoppable. You begin to live with purpose, clarity, and passion, fully aligned with God's will for your life. The pain, the struggles, the desires, they all become tools in your hands, shaping you into the person God destined you to be. Embrace this divine power within you. Let it transform your life and guide you into the fullness of your calling. You are not a victim of your emotions or circumstances. You are a vessel of divine strength, created to rise and become a powerful force for good in this world. Chosen one, this is your moment. God has been preparing you for this very season. Every obstacle, every delay, every unanswered prayer has been part of His divine process. But now the time for waiting is over. It's time to stop running from your calling. Stop wasting your precious energy on things that drain your spirit. Stop seeking validation from the world. Redirect your energy. Embrace divine discipline. Transform your pain into purpose. God has already equipped you with everything you need to fulfill your destiny. The doors are ready to open, but you must take the first step. Don't let fear hold you back any longer. Don't let distractions steal your focus. Don't let doubt silence your purpose. Step boldly into the life God has prepared for you. Trust His plan. Surrender your fears. Walk in faith. Because once you do, your life will never be the same. Chosen one. The world is waiting for the light only you can bring. God knows what you're capable of. Now it's time for you to believe it too. Have you ever stopped to wonder if true prosperity lies beyond the endless cycle of chasing financial security? In a world where success is often measured by the stability of a 9-to-5 job, could there be a higher way? A path that leads not only to wealth, but also to fulfillment and lasting purpose? King Solomon, renowned for his unmatched wisdom and unparalleled wealth, offers us a timeless truth that challenges conventional thinking. In Proverbs 8:18, he declares, "Riches and honor are with me, enduring wealth and righteousness." This profound statement is more than an invitation to pursue material gain. It's a call to redefine success. True prosperity isn't confined to a paycheck or promotion. It's the fruit of wisdom, faith, and aligning our lives with God's eternal principles. Now close your eyes and envision this: a life unshackled from financial limitations. Imagine being the architect of your own financial freedom, walking a path illuminated by God's wisdom. Picture a prosperity that flows not only from the work of your hands, but from divine guidance shaping your every step. Friends, this is the prosperity Solomon speaks of, a life of abundance built on enduring values, one that leaves a legacy of honor and righteousness. If this resonates with your heart, you're in the right place. On this channel, we explore the timeless wisdom of the Bible and how it can transform your life in powerful, practical ways. Don't miss out on this journey of growth and inspiration. Hit subscribe and join our community as we uncover the path to true prosperity together. Your breakthrough starts here. Let's walk this journey of purpose and abundance hand in hand. Let's begin by addressing a common mindset: the belief that financial security is tied to job stability. In today's world, success is often defined by a steady paycheck or a single source of income. But King Solomon's wisdom challenges us to break free from this conventional mindset. He invites us to see a new path, one where wealth is not tied to a job but flows from wisdom, faith, and courage to think differently. As Deuteronomy 8:18 reminds us, "But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth." This verse shifts our focus from the work of our hands to the divine wisdom that empowers us to create lasting abundance. Imagine how liberating it would be to know that your financial stability isn't chained to a single paycheck. Picture a life where you are free to pursue your God-given purpose, where your income reflects not just your labor, but your alignment with wisdom and divine principles. This is the freedom Solomon invites us to embrace, a freedom rooted in trusting God and stewarding what He provides. Let's take a moment to reflect on the remarkable story of Joseph in Genesis 41. Joseph's journey began in adversity, sold into slavery by his own brothers, falsely accused of a crime he didn't commit, and left to languish in prison. By all appearances, his circumstances were hopeless. Yet Joseph's story is not one of defeat, but of triumph, made possible by his unwavering faith and the wisdom God gave him. When Pharaoh had dreams no one could interpret, Joseph's God-given insight provided the answers. His wisdom not only saved Egypt from disaster, but also elevated him to a position of leadership, second only to Pharaoh. As Egypt faced years of famine, Joseph implemented a resource management plan so effective that it not only sustained the nation, but allowed it to serve others in need. Joseph's success didn't come from clinging to conventional methods. He didn't rely on status, connections, or personal gain. Instead, he trusted in God's guidance, took bold, strategic actions, and exercised wisdom in every decision. His story stands as a testament to the power of aligning one's actions with divine principles. Through his faith and courage, Joseph transformed his circumstances, and in doing so, he became a vessel of God's provision for countless others. Today, like Joseph, we find ourselves at a crossroads. Will we remain confined to traditional thinking, relying solely on others for financial security? Or will we embrace the wisdom Solomon speaks of, seeking divine guidance, taking bold steps, and stewarding resources with care? This decision isn't simply about earning more money. It's about reshaping how we view wealth and purpose. True prosperity isn't about accumulation. It's about alignment, aligning our lives with God's wisdom and allowing Him to guide us toward a purpose that transcends material gain. Imagine what could happen if we, like Joseph, trusted God to lead us into the unknown. What if we dared to think differently, to step out in faith, and to manage what we've been given with diligence and care? Joseph's story reminds us that when we act with wisdom and faith, God can take even the most dire circumstances and turn them into something extraordinary. The question is, will we trust Him to do the same in our lives? When we think about money, it's easy to become entangled in common misconceptions. Statements like, "Money is the root of all evil," or "Wealth corrupts." These phrases have shaped the way many people view wealth, often leading to feelings of guilt, fear, or confusion about the role money should play in their lives. But what does the Bible truly say about money? King Solomon, known for his extraordinary wisdom, sheds light on this subject in Ecclesiastes 5:10. "Whoever loves money never has enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied." This too is meaningless. In this verse, Solomon doesn't condemn money itself, but addresses a deeper issue. The problem isn't wealth. It's our unhealthy attachment to it. When money becomes our master, when we place it at the center of our lives and look to it for happiness or security, we find ourselves perpetually dissatisfied. No amount of wealth can fill the void left by a misplaced focus, and chasing it relentlessly only leads to frustration and emptiness. It's crucial to understand that money, at its core, is neither inherently good nor evil. It's a tool. Like any tool, its value lies in how it is used. When approached with wisdom, faith, and a sense of purpose, money becomes a powerful instrument for good. It can be used to fulfill our responsibilities, provide for our families, create opportunities for others, and bring hope to those in need. The Bible does not discourage wealth. Rather, it warns against the dangers of loving it above all else. 1 Timothy 6:10 clarifies a common misquote: "The love of money is the root of all evil." This distinction is critical. Wealth itself is not the issue. It is the unhealthy attachment to money that leads to greed, corruption, and poor decisions. When we view money as a resource entrusted to us by God, it becomes a means of stewardship, a way to honor Him and bless others. Ultimately, the impact of money is determined by the heart of the person managing it. Used wisely, it can transform lives, reflect our values, and advance God's purpose in the world. The question is not whether we should have money, but whether we are using it as a tool to serve God and others or allowing it to control us. Solomon's timeless wisdom reminds us that true and lasting prosperity begins with understanding. In Proverbs 4:7, he writes, "Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and in all you're getting, get understanding." This verse underscores that wisdom and understanding are not optional, they are foundational. Without them, even great wealth can be fleeting. Financial literacy is a key part of this wisdom. It equips us with the tools to manage resources effectively, ensuring that what we earn, save, and invest grows into lasting abundance. Consider the stories of lottery winners who lose their fortunes within a few years. Their downfall isn't due to a lack of money. It's a lack of wisdom. Without the understanding of how to budget, invest, and plan, even the largest sums can slip away. Solomon's teachings challenge us to do more than simply work for wealth. He calls us to approach money with purpose and intentionality. Financial education helps us take practical steps toward stability. Budget with purpose. A budget isn't a restriction. It's a plan for aligning spending with values and goals. It ensures that every dollar works towards something meaningful. Invest wisely. Understanding concepts like the power of compounding, diversification, and long-term strategies allows us to make informed decisions that grow wealth steadily over time. Manage debt effectively. Debt can be a significant obstacle to financial freedom. By avoiding high-interest loans and creating repayment strategies, we free ourselves from unnecessary financial burdens. To elevate your financial journey further, Solomon's wisdom points us toward an entrepreneurial mindset. This doesn't mean you need to launch a large corporation. It's about embracing a proactive, creative approach to opportunities and taking control of your financial destiny. In Proverbs 6:6-8, Solomon encourages us to learn from the ant. Go to the ant, you sluggard, consider its ways, and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest. The ant acts with diligence and foresight, preparing for the future without waiting for external direction. Similarly, an entrepreneurial mindset calls us to take initiative. It encourages us to diversify income streams, use our talents to generate opportunities, and think creatively about how to build resilience. For example, you might turn a passion or skill into a small side business or explore investments that align with your long-term goals. Entrepreneurship isn't just about financial gain. It's about cultivating resilience, adaptability, and independence. When we combine financial literacy with an entrepreneurial mindset, we unlock the ability to weather life's uncertainties. More importantly, we align our efforts with God's wisdom, positioning ourselves to steward resources faithfully and build a legacy of purpose and abundance. Adversity often holds within it the seeds of transformation. Financial setbacks, whether it's the loss of a job, unexpected expenses, or navigating an economic downturn, can feel crushing in the moment. These challenges test our resolve, shake our confidence, and leave us searching for answers. Yet, it is often in these very moments of difficulty that God invites us to grow, learn, and step into a new season of opportunity. Proverbs 24:10 offers us this powerful reminder. If you falter in a time of trouble, how small is your strength? This verse doesn't condemn us for feeling weak. Rather, it challenges us to rise above our circumstances. Challenges are not the end. They are the beginning of something greater. Adversity forces us to reevaluate, to lean on God's wisdom, and to develop the resilience needed to thrive in a changing world. History and scripture are filled with stories of individuals who turned trials into triumphs. Consider Joseph, who rose from slavery and imprisonment to become a leader in Egypt. His faith, coupled with bold decisions and God's guidance, transformed what seemed like a hopeless situation into one of incredible influence and blessing. Similarly, in our lives, financial challenges can serve as catalysts for reinvention. They push us out of our comfort zones, forcing us to think creatively, explore new opportunities, and build the skills and habits that lead to lasting success. When we face adversity with faith and determination, we discover strength we didn't know we had. Through these experiences, God refines us, preparing us for the blessings He has in store. Adversity is not a dead end. It's a doorway to growth, resilience, and transformation. Will you step through it? King Solomon, in his unmatched wisdom, paints a vivid picture of the importance of diligence in Proverbs 13:4. The soul of the sluggard craves and gets nothing, but the soul of the diligent is richly supplied. This verse reminds us that true success is not handed to us. It is earned through steady, intentional effort. While it's natural to dream of a better future, dreams alone are not enough. It is the consistent, purposeful steps we take each day that turn aspirations into reality. Even the smallest actions, when repeated faithfully, compound over time to create extraordinary results. However, persistence is about more than just working hard. It's about faith and resilience. There will be days when progress feels slow, when setbacks seem overwhelming, or when giving up feels like the easiest option. Yet Galatians 6:9 urges us, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." This verse encourages us to stay the course, trusting that our efforts are not in vain. Just as a farmer patiently waits for the harvest after planting seeds, we too must persevere, even when the results aren't immediately visible. Persistence is also about aligning our actions with God's will. It's trusting that He is at work behind the scenes, multiplying our efforts in ways we may not yet see. When we combine diligent effort with faith, we unlock the strength to keep going, knowing that God's timing is perfect. True success comes to those who persevere with purpose, leaning on faith to guide them through challenges. With diligence and trust in God, the harvest we long for will come in its proper time. Keep going. Your breakthrough may be closer than you think. The journey to financial wisdom and stability begins with a single powerful decision: to take intentional steps toward a better future. Financial health doesn't happen by accident. It requires purposeful planning, consistent effort, and a mindset focused on growth and stewardship. The first step is to evaluate your finances. Take an honest look at your income, expenses, and any debts you carry. Understanding where you stand financially is essential for making informed decisions. This step is about clarity, not judgment, and it lays the foundation for meaningful change. Next, create a budget that aligns with your values and goals. A budget isn't about restriction, it's about empowerment. By assigning every dollar a purpose, you ensure that your resources work for you, whether that's paying off debt, saving for the future, or investing in opportunities that bring long-term rewards. Building an emergency fund is a crucial part of financial stability. Start small if necessary, but aim to save enough to cover 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. This financial cushion not only provides peace of mind, but also protects you from relying on high-interest loans or credit cards during unexpected challenges. Investing in financial education is another key step. Knowledge is power, and understanding how money works equips you to manage it wisely. Learn about budgeting, debt management, and investing. Explore resources like books, podcasts, and online courses that teach practical strategies for building wealth. Seek out mentorship and community to support your journey. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals who value financial literacy and share your commitment to growth. Mentors and supportive communities can offer guidance, encouragement, and accountability, helping you stay on track even when challenges arise. Finally, stay persistent. Progress doesn't come from one-time actions, but from consistent, purposeful effort. Whether it's making small sacrifices to save, saying no to unnecessary expenses, or committing to learning a new skill, every intentional step moves you closer to financial freedom. Remember, this journey is not just about money, it's about aligning your resources with your purpose and values. By taking these steps, you are not only creating financial stability, but also honoring God's call to steward His blessings wisely. Stay focused, stay faithful, and watch as your intentionality leads to lasting prosperity. Heavenly Father, we come before you with grateful hearts, acknowledging that every good and perfect gift comes from you. We ask for your wisdom as we navigate our financial journey. Teach us to make decisions that align with your purpose. Help us to steward our resources with integrity, to give generously, and to trust in your provision. May our efforts reflect your glory, and may our journey inspire others to walk in faith and wisdom. Strengthen us in moments of doubt, and remind us that true prosperity lies in you. In Jesus' name, we pray. Amen. This journey isn't just about wealth. It's about living with purpose, resilience, and faith. True prosperity begins when we trust in God's guidance, take intentional steps, and align our resources with His plan. Together, we can embrace opportunities, walk in divine alignment, and build a legacy that honors Him. If this message has resonated with you, we invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. What's your next step? Declare your commitment or share how you are pursuing financial wisdom and purpose. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. By joining our community, you'll find encouragement, practical insights, and inspiring stories that will help you grow in faith and purpose. Together, let's walk the path to true abundance and trust in the breakthrough God has planned for us. Thank you for being part of this journey. Your presence here is a blessing. There are moments in life that are more than mere coincidences. If you're here, reading these words, it is not by accident. You have been led to this very moment for a reason far greater than you can comprehend. God's hand has guided you here because something extraordinary is about to unfold in your life. This is not just another message, it is a divine calling, A life-changing meeting with God is drawing near, and your soul has been prepared for this moment. This is not a fleeting thought or a distant hope. This is your time for transformation, alignment, and awakening to your divine purpose. You are a chosen one, and God is preparing you for a sacred encounter that will shift the very foundation of your life. You will soon witness changes that will leave you in awe. But to fully embrace this divine meeting, you must first understand how to align yourself with the powerful spiritual energy flowing into your life. Before we dive deeper into this transformative message, take a moment to pause and do 3 important things. Like this message to affirm your readiness, subscribe to join this growing community of awakened souls, and comment the number 99 below to activate the divine energy surrounding you. This small act symbolizes your openness to receive and amplifies the spiritual power moving through this moment. If you feel that undeniable pull in your spirit, trust it. This message is meant for you. Watch until the end, because your soul recognizes this truth. You were destined to hear this today. If you're ready to step into the life God has prepared for you, brace yourself, because everything is about to change. In the stillness of your heart, have you ever felt a quiet, persistent pull, as if something monumental is about to unfold? This is not your imagination. It is the divine whisper calling you towards something greater. That tug in your spirit is God aligning your steps for a profound encounter. You may not know the details yet, but deep inside you sense it. This isn't an ordinary event. It's not something you can prepare for with worldly actions. This is a spiritual awakening, a shift in your very soul. God has meticulously crafted this moment, and it is perfectly timed. Every experience you've had, every joy, every heartache, has led you here. The path ahead may not look like you expected, but trust this: you are ready. This isn't about physical change. It's about spiritual elevation. You are being called to rise higher, to embrace your divine purpose with boldness. The ordinary life you once knew is fading because you were never meant to live in mediocrity. You were chosen for greatness, and now is the time to answer that call. Look back on your life for a moment. Reflect on every high and low, every success and setback, every moment of joy and every season of pain. None of it was by chance. Every challenge you faced, every obstacle you overcame, and even every unexpected detour was part of God's intricate and intentional design. You may not have understood it in the moment, but each experience was divinely orchestrated to shape you, mold you, and prepare you for the sacred encounter that is now drawing near. Nothing in your life has been random. The trials you've endured were never meant to break you. They were refining you. Each hardship built resilience within you, strengthening your spirit and deepening your faith. The moments of doubt were opportunities to lean into God's promises, to trust Him even when the path was unclear. And those who walked away from your life did so because God is making room for new connections, divine alignments, and blessings beyond what you can imagine. Every loss was a setup for greater gain. Every closed door was a redirection, not a rejection. Understand this: you are exactly where you are meant to be. Every step, every tear, every victory has led you here, right into the center of God's perfect will. And now, He is about to reveal the reason behind it all. Being chosen is not a title. It's a sacred responsibility and a profound blessing. God has seen something extraordinary in you. He has placed within you a unique gift, a powerful calling that only you can fulfill. It won't always be an easy road, but what lies ahead is far greater, far more beautiful, and far more purposeful than anything you've had to leave behind. Trust in His plan, for it is unfolding perfectly, and you are ready to walk boldly into your divine destiny. The divine encounter you are about to experience is not about moving to a different place or changing your physical surroundings. It is far more profound than that. This is a spiritual awakening, a deep and powerful alignment of your soul with God's perfect plan for your life. It is an invitation to rise into a higher version of yourself, one that fully understands, accepts, and walks boldly in the divine power and authority placed within you. This awakening will unlock gifts, strengths, and a purpose that have been quietly growing inside you, waiting for the right moment to emerge. That moment is now. But this transformation will not happen without change. It requires you to release the old, to let go of limiting beliefs, unhealthy patterns, and relationships that no longer align with the person God is calling you to become. This is not a loss but a divine preparation. You are being pruned, refined, and purified to make space for something far greater than anything you've held onto in the past. What you are releasing cannot go with you into this next season because it was never meant to sustain you at the level God is taking you to. It's natural to feel uneasy, uncertain, or even afraid during this transition. But understand this, that discomfort is not punishment. It is your soul stretching, expanding, and preparing for the incredible new chapter ahead. Just as a seed must break open to grow, you are breaking free from what once confined you. Trust this process. Embrace the refining. God is preparing you for a life that is far beyond the ordinary, a life filled with divine purpose, power, and fulfillment. What's coming is greater than anything you can imagine, and every step of this transformation is leading you closer to it. How do you know this moment is near? God leaves signs for His chosen ones, and they are all around you if you pay attention. One of the first signs that this divine moment is approaching is a profound sense of inner restlessness. This is not the kind of anxiety that stems from fear or worry, but rather a deep, unshakable feeling that something significant is about to happen. It's as if your spirit knows that change is near, and your soul is beginning to awaken to new possibilities. You may find yourself feeling dissatisfied with routines or longing for something more, something greater. This is divine anticipation. God is stirring your heart, making you aware that you are on the brink of a major shift. It's His way of moving you out of comfort and into readiness. As this divine moment approaches, you will notice your intuition becoming sharper and more attuned to God's voice. What once felt like random thoughts will now feel like clear guidance. You may receive sudden insights, feel strong nudges in your spirit, or experience an inner knowing that leads you toward specific actions. God speaks in whispers, through scripture, through people, and through the quiet voice in your heart. When His guidance becomes clearer and more consistent, it's a sign that He is actively leading you toward your next divine assignment. Pay close attention to these spiritual nudges. They are intentional and meant to guide you forward. Another sign that your divine moment is near is the sudden shifting of relationships and opportunities in your life. People who no longer align with your purpose may begin to drift away. This can feel painful, but it is necessary. God is removing relationships, habits, and environments that cannot support the next level of your journey. At the same time, new people and opportunities will begin to appear, often unexpectedly. These new connections are not random. They are divinely placed to support and elevate you as you step into your calling. Recognize these shifts as part of God's greater plan, clearing space for what is meant to flourish in your life. What once brought you comfort and joy may now feel empty or unfulfilling. You might find yourself losing interest in old habits, passions, or even career paths. This sense of detachment is not accidental. It is God's invitation for you to release what no longer serves your highest purpose. He is gently pushing you to let go of the familiar, to make room for the extraordinary. This process of letting go might be uncomfortable, but it is necessary. You cannot carry old mindsets, relationships, or burdens into the new season God is preparing for you. None of these signs are coincidences. They are God's way of communicating with you, preparing your heart, mind, and spirit for what is to come. Every restless feeling, every shift in relationships, every divine nudge is part of His perfect plan to bring you closer to the sacred meeting that will transform your life. One of the greatest and most challenging steps in stepping into your divine purpose is learning to let go. Letting go of the familiar, the comfortable, and the safe can feel overwhelming, yet it is a necessary part of your spiritual growth. This process is not meant to harm or punish you. It is God's way of elevating you. He is calling you to release the things that have kept you small, confined, and limited, so that you can step fully into the vastness and greatness of your divine calling. Letting go may involve walking away from relationships that no longer align with your purpose, releasing habits that hinder your growth, or even leaving behind careers or environments that once defined you. These things may have served you in the past, but they cannot sustain you where God is leading you. It can be painful to release what once felt essential to your identity, but understand this: God is not asking you to let go to leave you empty. He is making room for something far more fulfilling and meaningful than you could ever imagine. This release is necessary for your growth and freedom. It is in surrendering the old that you create space for the new blessings, opportunities, and relationships that will nourish your spirit and align with your higher purpose. Trust that this departure is not the end, but a powerful beginning. God is leading you towards something far greater, something that will bring you deeper joy, lasting peace, and purpose beyond your wildest dreams. Embrace the process of letting go with faith, knowing that what lies ahead is more extraordinary than anything you leave behind. God's plan for you is unfolding perfectly, and every step of this release is preparing you for the incredible life He has designed just for you. Do you feel it deep within you? That growing urgency, that persistent stirring in your spirit? It's not anxiety or restlessness without cause. It's divine momentum. God is awakening something powerful inside of you, a call that can no longer be ignored. This is not a fleeting feeling. It is a divine signal that now is the time to move, to act, and to step boldly into your God-given purpose. You may find yourself feeling unsettled, as if the life you've been living no longer fits who you are becoming. There's a tug at your heart, a quiet but undeniable voice urging you to pursue something greater, something far more meaningful than anything you've done before. This is God's way of saying, the time is now. He is calling you forward, guiding you to step out in faith and embrace the destiny He has prepared for you. Understand this: you don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to wait until you feel fully prepared or until all the pieces fall into place. God is not looking for perfection. He is looking for a willing heart. Your readiness is not measured by how much you know or how capable you feel. It is measured by your willingness to trust Him and take that first step. That sense of urgency is a divine invitation. God is aligning opportunities, opening doors, and making a way for you. All He asks is that you move forward in faith. Trust that He will provide everything you need along the way. The time for hesitation is over. This is your moment to rise. Step boldly into your purpose, for God has already gone ahead of you, preparing the way. You might find yourself asking, why is this happening now? Why not sooner when I felt more ready? Why not later when I might feel more prepared? But God's timing is never early and never late. It is always perfect. Every delay you've experienced, every closed door that left you wondering, and every long season of waiting was not wasted. It was all intentional. God has been carefully orchestrating every detail of your life, aligning circumstances, people, and opportunities in ways you cannot yet see. What felt like setbacks were actually setups. Those unanswered prayers and detours were divine pauses, designed to strengthen your character, deepen your faith, and prepare your heart for what's coming. God has been working behind the scenes, arranging things in perfect order so that when the time is right, everything will unfold effortlessly and beautifully. Had it happened any sooner, you may not have been ready to carry the weight of the blessing. Had it happened later, you might have missed the divine alignment. The waiting was never meant to harm you but to prepare you. In the stillness, God was shaping you, molding you into the person capable of stepping into this new season. Trust that every moment of waiting has brought you to this exact point for a reason. Now is the appointed time. The doors that once seemed closed will begin to open, the opportunities you thought were lost will resurface, and the purpose you've longed for will become clear. God's perfect timing is about to reveal a plan far greater than anything you could have imagined. Trust Him. He is never late. The greatest and most profound transformation you will ever experience is the moment you fully recognize who you truly are. You are not ordinary. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten. You are a chosen one, handpicked by God Himself for a divine mission that only you can fulfill. Within you lies a unique purpose, a calling so significant that it was woven into the very fabric of your being long before you took your first breath. This divine meeting that is drawing near will not only reveal God's plan for your life, but will also awaken you to the incredible power and authority that has been within you all along. For so long, you may have questioned your worth, doubted your abilities, or felt limited by your circumstances. But this encounter will strip away every doubt and replace it with unshakable confidence in who God created you to be. You will come to understand your purpose with a clarity that silences confusion, a peace that calms every fear, and a momentum that propels you forward with unstoppable force. The pieces of your life, every struggle, every victory, every delay, will suddenly make sense. You will see how God has been preparing you for this very moment, equipping you with every tool, gift, and experience necessary to fulfill your divine assignment. This is not a small awakening. It is a full realization of your divine identity. You were created for more. You were chosen to rise, to lead, and to impact the world in ways beyond your imagination. Embrace this truth, for stepping into this realization will unlock doors you never thought possible. Your life is about to align perfectly with God's greater purpose, and nothing will be the same again. Chosen one, this is your moment. The life-changing encounter you've been waiting for is near. Everything in your life has prepared you for this. The path ahead may be uncertain, but you are not alone. God is guiding you every step of the way. Trust the process. Release the old. Embrace the new. Your spiritual awakening is unfolding, and your divine mission is calling. This is your time. Step boldly into your destiny. If you feel the truth of this message stirring in your spirit, affirm it now. Like this message, subscribe to join this journey, and comment 99 below to declare your readiness. Your transformation is closer than you think, and when it happens, everything will change. There is a power moving in the unseen, a force far greater than any human mind can comprehend. To be chosen by God is not simply a title. It is a divine appointment, a sacred calling that sets you apart. But with that calling comes a battle. A spiritual war rages, often invisible to the naked eye, where the forces of darkness plot and scheme, believing they can bring down God's anointed. They think they are untouchable. They weave webs of lies, deceit, and malice, convinced their plots will bury you. But here's the unshakable truth. You were never fighting alone. The very heavens are aligned in your favor, and those who rise against you unknowingly sign their own spiritual death warrant. Let this be a wake-up call. Messing with a chosen one is not just picking a fight, it is challenging the authority of the Most High, and that is a battle no one can win. God has a way of allowing the wicked to dig their own graves while they try to destroy the righteous. Statistics say that 92% of those who conspire against others eventually face severe consequences, whether through karma, divine justice, or their own downfall. But here's the divine twist. When someone targets a chosen one, those odds jump to 100%. This isn't superstition. It's spiritual law. And today, we are going to uncover exactly why the chosen are untouchable, why the enemies of God's people always fall, and how divine justice unfolds with precise and devastating accuracy. Energy is like a mirror. What people project into the world comes back to them, often magnified. But when someone targets a chosen one, this reflection becomes lethal. Hatred, envy, deceit. These dark energies don't just vanish, they gather momentum, grow in strength, and come crashing back upon the sender, destroying them from within. They think they're aiming at you, but they're only setting themselves up for destruction. God's anointed walk with a spiritual immunity, an invisible armor that not only shields them, but actively returns negativity to its source. This isn't passive protection, it's an active force, The more hatred they send, the stronger the backlash. The trap they set for you becomes the pit they fall into. What they fail to understand is this: their attacks are tainted by their own darkness. The hatred, fear, and brokenness they project only amplify when it returns, tearing their lives apart. Their obsession with harming you becomes their undoing. They're not battling you. They're battling their own demons, amplified by their own intentions. And you walk forward, untouched, while they burn in the very fire they lit. Divine justice is never random. It is precise, intentional, and perfectly executed. God does not act out of impulse or emotion. He moves with strategy and purpose. Every lie told, every betrayal committed, and every malicious scheme crafted against you is met with a response so deliberate and exact that it leaves no room for doubt. It is clearly divine in origin. God sees everything. He is never caught off guard. Long before your enemies begin to plot, God already knows their plans. He watches every hidden move, every whispered lie, and every dark intention. Yet, in His wisdom, God doesn't always stop them immediately. Sometimes He allows them to continue, to become more confident in their wicked ways, believing they are succeeding. Why? Because in their arrogance, they unknowingly build the very structure of their own downfall, brick by brick. The weapons they carefully form to harm you do not vanish. Instead, they are turned against them. Their lies become the trap that ensnares them. Their betrayal isolates them. Their deceit poisons their own relationships. God allows their actions to unfold until the perfect moment arrives, and then He strikes with precision. God's justice is not broad or general. It is deeply personal and perfectly tailored. For some, their punishment comes through the loss of power, status, and influence. For others, it manifests in broken relationships, financial ruin, failing health, or even a loss of mental peace. Whatever they value most becomes the very thing that crumbles. The unraveling is specific, deliberate, and leaves no doubt that their suffering is the result of divine intervention. For the chosen, this is a powerful reminder. You do not need to fight. You don't have to defend yourself, seek revenge, or lower yourself to their level. God's justice operates beyond anything you could do. He fights for you with a force that no human can withstand. Your very existence is a direct threat to darkness. As a chosen one, you carry a powerful spiritual light that naturally disrupts anything built on lies, manipulation, and deceit. Without even trying, your presence exposes the hidden toxicity in others, their insecurities, their false intentions, and their unhealed wounds. You are like an antidote to poison, neutralizing the darkness that others try to spread. This isn't something you asked for. It's not something you can turn off or hide. It's simply who you are. The light within you was placed there by God, and it shines brightly whether you speak or stay silent. That light forces people to confront the darkness within themselves. For some, this confrontation sparks deep reflection and transformation. They recognize their flaws and begin the difficult journey toward healing and growth. But for others, this reflection is unbearable. They are unwilling to face their own brokenness, and instead of changing, they choose to fight against your light. They lash out. They try to dim your glow, attacking you with gossip, lies, jealousy, and hatred. But here's the divine truth. Every attempt to harm you only backfires. Their hatred doesn't weaken you. It magnifies their own inner chaos. The more they try to hurt you, the more they become entangled in their own darkness. They don't realize that their anger and bitterness are consuming them from within. Their energy becomes wasted on a losing battle, while you continue to rise, untouched and unshaken. You don't need to fight back. Your light, your presence, and your purpose are more than enough. And that, for them, is the most unbearable truth of all. When someone becomes obsessed with the chosen one, they unknowingly set themselves on a path of slow and inevitable destruction. Obsession is not just an emotion. It's a toxic poison that seeps into every corner of their mind and soul. It often begins subtly, with small sparks of jealousy and envy. But over time, those sparks ignite into an uncontrollable fire that consumes them from the inside out. Instead of focusing on their own growth, success, and happiness, they become completely consumed by thoughts of your downfall. Every moment they spend plotting against you is a moment stolen from their own progress. They cannot celebrate their own victories because they are too focused on trying to prevent yours. Their days become filled with bitterness, their nights restless with thoughts of how to bring you down. But here's the divine irony. While they waste away in hatred, you continue to rise. God's favor lifts you higher, guiding you forward, untouched and unbothered. No matter how hard they try to harm you, their efforts crumble, and it is their own life that begins to fall apart. Their closest relationships start to suffer. Friends and family grow distant as their toxic obsession pushes people away. Their inner peace shatters, leaving them anxious, restless, and empty. Even their physical health begins to decline under the weight of constant stress and anger. This obsession becomes a self-inflicted wound that never heals. They slowly spiral into a spiritual death, consumed by the very hatred they refuse to release. In the end, their downfall isn't caused by you. It's the result of their own poisoned heart. All because they couldn't let go. They walk with confidence, believing they are the hunters, carefully stalking their prey, setting traps, and weaving lies to bring you down. But what they fail to realize is that God is the true master of the battlefield. While they plot in secrecy, God is already many steps ahead, turning their own schemes into traps designed for their downfall. Every lie they whisper, every deceitful plan they craft, is carefully woven into the very net that God is preparing for them. In His infinite wisdom, God allows their arrogance to grow, letting them believe they are winning, feeding their pride so they become blind to the danger they are walking into. They see their plans unfolding and assume they have gained the upper hand, never realizing that each step forward is another step closer to their own destruction. And then, when the time is right, the trap snaps shut. God's judgment is not rushed. It is patient, deliberate, and perfectly timed. But when it finally comes, it is complete and devastating. Their alliances, once so strong, crumble. The people they relied on for support turn away. Their carefully built plans collapse like sandcastles under a rising tide. The very weapons they formed to destroy you become the tools of their own ruin. They thought they were clever, digging a pit for you to fall into. But in the end, it is they who tumble into the darkness they created. Their downfall is not by accident. It is the result of divine justice. God will not be mocked. Those who plot against His chosen will always fall victim to the traps they set for others. Those who plot against you believe they're simply targeting another person, someone they can manipulate, intimidate, or overpower. But what they fail to realize is that they are stepping into a battle far beyond their understanding. You are surrounded by an invisible shield, not of luck or coincidence, but of divine protection crafted by the hands of God Himself. This shield is not fragile, it is unbreakable, forged through spiritual armor that deflects every attack aimed your way. No weapon formed against you can prosper because your protection is rooted in something eternal. God's timing is always perfect, ensuring that you are always one step ahead, safely guided away from harm and placed exactly where you need to be. But your protection doesn't stop there. Generations before you have spoken blessings and prayers over your life, words of protection, strength, and favor. These prayers are like deep roots, anchoring you firmly through every storm. They create a foundation so strong that no attack can shake you. Your enemies don't understand this. They think they are fighting you, but in reality, they are waging war against divine forces far greater than anything they can comprehend. They strike blindly, unaware that every move they make is blocked, intercepted, and turned back on them by powers they cannot see. They cannot touch you because they are fighting a force they will never understand, a force that cannot be defeated. God stands before you, beside you, and behind you, and no human scheme can break through His protection. You are not just another person walking through this world. You are sacred territory, set apart and divinely protected. To rise against you is not simply a personal attack. It is a direct violation of spiritual law, an offense against God's divine authority. Those who plot against you fail to realize that they are not merely challenging you. They are trespassing on holy ground, stepping into a realm where they have no power and no right to stand. And make no mistake, God does not take this lightly. The one who called you, anointed you, and placed his hand upon your life will not stand idly by while enemies attempt to harm you. Their actions carry consequences that are both swift and severe. One by one, the foundations of their lives begin to crumble. Their health weakens, their peace disappears, their relationships fracture, and their carefully laid plans fall apart. The more they push, the harder they fall. Their relentless pursuit to harm you only accelerates their own destruction. Every step they take against you brings them closer to the consequences they cannot escape. They believe they were battling a person, a human they could intimidate or overpower. But what they fail to understand is that they have challenged God himself. And no one who fights against God can ever win. So stand firm and unshaken. You are protected, not by chance, but by divine design. Every attack against you is met with divine justice, and those who dare to cross that sacred boundary will answer to a power far greater than themselves. They might look like they're winning right now. Their schemes seem to be working, and it may even appear that they are getting away with their actions. But don't be fooled. God's timing is flawless. Divine justice doesn't rush, but it never arrives late. Every move they make is already known. Every hidden motive already exposed before the throne of God. He is watching, waiting for the perfect moment to act. And when that moment comes, it will be more powerful and more precise than anything they could have ever prepared for. What they celebrate as victory is nothing more than the calm before the storm. God allows them to move forward, to grow more confident in their wicked ways, not because he is absent, but because his patience is a space for repentance. His delay is not weakness, it is mercy. He gives them time to change, to turn away from their wrongdoings. But if they refuse, if they continue down the path of destruction, judgment will come. And when it does, it will be swift, undeniable, and unstoppable. Their carefully built plans will crumble. Their false confidence will turn into panic. Every weapon they formed against you will break in their own hands. The power they thought they had will vanish like smoke. God's justice is absolute. No one can outrun it. No one can hide from it. And when it finally comes, it will strike exactly where it hurts the most, leaving no doubt that it was God who brought it to pass. So stay patient, stay faithful. The storm is coming, and God will not be mocked. Let them plot, let them scheme, because every attack against you only brings them closer to their own destruction. You are not alone. You are protected by forces greater than anything they can comprehend. Your strength isn't in retaliation, but in your alignment with divine purpose. You are covered, shielded, and upheld by the Most High. Stay strong, stay faithful, and remember, the battle is already won. If this message has stirred your spirit, don't forget to subscribe, share this truth, and join this growing community of warriors walking in divine power. The best is yet to come. Stay blessed, and may this season bring you peace, joy, and the overflow of God's favor. If you are reading this right now, know that it is not by accident. You have been divinely led to this moment, drawn by a force greater than yourself. The message you are about to receive is one of power, transformation, and supernatural abundance. From this moment forward, your struggles are over. Your days of financial hardship are behind you. Why? Because God himself has taken charge of your wealth, prosperity, and success. The blessings you have prayed for are on their way. The abundance you have envisioned is about to manifest before your very eyes. Those who once doubted you, who mocked your lack, will soon witness the undeniable proof of God's favor upon your life. This is your season. Nothing and no one can stop the flood of blessings that are moving toward you right now. Before we go deeper into this divine revelation, I need you to take 3 simple steps. First, hit that like button to affirm your faith in this message. Second, subscribe to ensure you never miss another life-changing word. Third, leave a comment with the number 99, a number charged with divine energy that will activate powerful abundance in your life. If you are truly one of the chosen, you will stay until the very end, because deep in your spirit, you already know this truth was meant for you. Get ready, because your life is about to change in ways beyond your wildest imagination. Every journey has a turning point, the moment when struggles cease and blessings begin to flow freely. That moment for you is now. For those chosen by God, financial burdens are no longer yours to carry. The responsibility for your wealth and prosperity now rests in the hands of the Creator of the universe. He has orchestrated every moment of your life, leading you to this divine revelation. Your abundance is not a mere wish or hope. It is a guarantee from the Almighty. Your wealth will no longer be determined by your sweat, your hustle, or your effort, but by God's unshakable promise to provide. Imagine a river that never runs dry, constantly replenishing itself no matter how much is drawn from it. That is the nature of God's provision for you. You are destined to live a life of supernatural provision, not because of your strength or intellect, but because God has vowed to pour out His riches upon you. This divine responsibility is a testament to His unwavering commitment to His chosen ones. From this day forward, stop struggling. Start trusting. Your needs are already met. You are no longer bound by the uncertainties of life. Instead, you are walking in the certainty of divine provision. Your wealth is a reflection of God's love, and as you embrace this truth, you will experience a peace that surpasses all understanding. When you accepted your divine calling, something shifted in the spiritual realm. You transitioned from a life of striving to a life of effortless abundance. The days of working yourself into exhaustion, of fearing the unknown, of worrying about lack, they are over. From now on, your life will be carried effortlessly by God's grace and favor. No longer will your success be dependent on your ability to grind, toil, and push yourself to the brink. Instead, you will see doors open, opportunities arise, and resources flow into your hands supernaturally. When you step into divine abundance, it's not just about financial wealth, it's about overflow. Everything in your life will be touched by this divine shift. Your relationships, your health, your purpose. True wealth is not merely having money. It is living the fullness of life that God has designed for you. It is walking with confidence, knowing that you are guided by divine favor and that your path is already illuminated by His light. You will notice how effortlessly things begin to align. The relationships that once drained you will fall away, replaced by connections that uplift and inspire you. Opportunities will arise in places you never expected, as doors swing open with ease. Your health will flourish, as stress and worry dissipate, replaced by a newfound sense of peace and well-being. Even your purpose will become clearer, as God reveals to you the exact steps you need to take. This is the power of stepping into divine abundance. It is not just about material gain, but about living a life so rich in blessings, peace, and purpose that it transforms not only your world, but the lives of those around you. You were chosen for greatness, not by accident, but by divine design. Embrace this shift. Let go of the old patterns of struggle and step boldly into the effortless abundance that has been prepared for you. Your time is now. Your blessings are already here. All you need to do is receive. Confidence does not come from self-reliance. It comes from knowing that you are supported by a power greater than yourself. When you embrace divine provision, You walk through life with unshakable assurance that everything you need is already supplied. You no longer need to live in fear of the unknown because your future has already been secured by the Almighty. Think of a child who never worries about their next meal or where they will sleep. They trust completely in their parents' ability to provide. This is the kind of confidence God is inviting you to embrace. You no longer need to stress about how things will come together. You simply trust that they already have. Your provision has been arranged, your needs have been met, and your abundance is already unfolding before you. This confidence liberates you from fear, doubt, and anxiety. It allows you to move boldly toward your destiny, free from hesitation and uncertainty. Instead of wasting energy trying to control every outcome, you can now focus on aligning with His will and watching miracles unfold before your very eyes. The path has already been prepared. All you need to do is walk in faith and trust that God's perfect plan is at work in your life. Living in confidence means no longer second-guessing whether you are enough or whether you will have enough. It is about knowing, beyond all doubt, that you are walking in divine favor. The stress and worry that once plagued you are being replaced with a peace that surpasses all understanding. As you step into this confidence, you will see how effortlessly your needs are met, how smoothly doors open, and how quickly your life transforms. Trust in God's timing, trust in His provision, and walk forward with the certainty that your abundance is already here. It is time to embrace the life of divine wealth, peace, and overflow that has been prepared for you. You are not meant to struggle endlessly to make ends meet. That is not your portion. Wealth is God's responsibility. Your only task is to remain aligned with His divine plan and trust in His perfect timing. When you release the burden of trying to control your financial future, you make room for miracles to take place. This is not about passivity. It is about active faith. As you take each step forward, God will open doors that you never even knew existed. Every opportunity you need, every resource required for your success, is already set aside for you. Think about it. If God is powerful enough to create the stars, the oceans, and the vast universe, how much more is He able to provide for you? There is no financial challenge too great, no obstacle too overwhelming for Him to overcome on your behalf. From this day forward, remove all doubts about your future. God's promises are yes and amen. What seems impossible in the natural realm is already accomplished in the spiritual. There is no room for fear, hesitation, or lack. You are stepping into a season of extraordinary abundance, where God's provision will overflow in every aspect of your life. Trust in His plan, hold firm to His promises, and watch as the supernatural blessings of divine wealth begin to manifest. This is your destiny. This is your time. The abundance you have been waiting for is already here. Your financial success is not just for you, it is meant to be a tool to fulfill your divine calling. The wealth God is releasing into your life will not only bless you, but position you to bless others. Whether it is through supporting ministries, helping the less fortunate, or funding a vision that changes the world, your prosperity has a higher purpose. Wealth is not about luxury alone, it is about impact. True fulfillment comes not from what you own, but from what you give. The more you bless others, the more blessings will flow into your life. This is the principle of abundance. What you sow, you shall reap. Your wealth is meant to create a legacy, to break generational curses, and to empower those who need a helping hand. As you step into your financial blessings, remember that God blesses those who use their resources to serve His greater purpose. The more you align with His will, the greater the overflow in your life. Think of your prosperity as a river, continuously flowing and nourishing all who come in contact with it. This is the kind of abundance God has for you, one that is not only sustainable, but ever expanding. It is a divine cycle. The more you pour into others, the more God pours into you. Let this truth sink into your spirit. You are a vessel for divine prosperity. Your wealth is not just for personal gain, but for building God's kingdom, transforming lives, and fulfilling the highest calling placed upon you. The abundance you are receiving is a divine appointment, a responsibility, and a testament to God's faithfulness in your life. Step forward with confidence, knowing that your financial success is not only secure, but divinely orchestrated. You are chosen to be a beacon of generosity, abundance, and faith. Walk boldly in this purpose, and watch as your blessings multiply beyond measure. When you embrace divine abundance, the floodgates open. Your past struggles will fade away, and the world will witness the transformation God is bringing into your life. The moment you banish doubt from your mind, you invite miracles. The more you align your thoughts with God's promises, the more you will see them manifest in your reality. Your dreams are not too big for God. Your goals are already within reach. Step into this new season fully. Embrace the abundance that is flowing your way. Know that your prosperity is not temporary. It is eternal, generational, and unstoppable. You are chosen for greatness. Your time is now. Nothing can hold you back. The wealth, success, and blessings you have been waiting for are already in motion. Get ready. Your life is about to change forever. If this message has touched your spirit, leave a comment with 99 and declare your faith in this divine promise. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this message with others so they too can step into their season of supernatural abundance. Thank you for being part of this journey. Your breakthrough is here. Listen carefully, for the words I'm about to share are not born of chance or coincidence. Your name has been chosen in heaven for a cause far beyond your understanding, a divine purpose woven into the eternal plan of the Almighty. What you are hearing now is not just for your ears, but for your heart. It is a message of hope, a revelation of your calling, and a promise of the blessings prepared for you. Do not let doubt turn you away from this moment. Stay steadfast, for this truth has the power to transform your life. 12 angels came before me, each carrying your name, each pleading on your behalf with a love so deep and reverent. They see what you cannot yet see in yourself, a light, a spark, a divine potential that was placed within you before the foundation of the earth was laid. You are more than you believe yourself to be. You are chosen, beloved, a vessel to carry my love, my hope, and my glory to a world in need. If this message has touched your heart, don't let it stop here. Join this journey of hope and revelation by subscribe to this channel. Let these words inspire you daily, guiding you as you walk in faith and purpose. Together, let us illuminate the world with His love. I see you. I see the thoughts that swirl endlessly in your mind, weighed down by questions, fears, and uncertainties. You carry so much within you, dreams tangled with doubts, hopes shrouded by whispers of insecurity. There are nights when the silence is deafening and doubt creeps in like a shadow, whispering lies that gnaw at your spirit. Why me? You wonder. Why have I been chosen? What have I done to deserve this calling, this attention, this weight of purpose that feels both extraordinary and overwhelming? You search tirelessly for answers that seem just out of reach, hoping for clarity amidst the chaos of your heart. But hear me now, beloved. You are chosen, not because of what you have done, but because of who you are and who I have created you to be. Before you took your first breath, I knew you. I shaped you with care, planting seeds of purpose within you. Your strengths, your struggles, your story, they all matter. They are all a part of the masterpiece I am weaving. You are not defined by your achievements or failures, but by the love I have for you and the purpose I have placed upon your life. I see the burdens you carry, the silent battles no one else notices. The weight presses heavily upon you, doesn't it? Responsibilities stack higher and higher, and some days, it feels like you're carrying the world on your shoulders. I see the tears you cry when no one is watching, the prayers whispered in desperation, the moments when you feel like you're barely holding on. You've given so much, endured so much, and yet the heaviness lingers. But let this truth sink deep into your heart. You were never meant to carry these burdens alone. I am here. I have always been here. I am the one who strengthens you when you are weak, who walks beside you through the valleys, and who carries you when your strength is gone. Every trial you've faced, every tear you've shed, every moment of doubt, it has not been for nothing. Each hardship has been preparing you, refining you, and shaping you for the greater purpose I have planned. Even in the moments when you couldn't see it, I was working for your good, molding you into the person I designed you to be. So, my beloved, rest in this truth. You are not alone. You are chosen. You are loved beyond measure.